Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 361, No Gold for You. Bum, bum, bum. I'm joined by Donnie and Delvin. How are you guys today?
Not too bad. Pretty good.
Not too bad.
I have to realize this is a audio medium as well, so us shaking our heads doesn't do anything for anybody else.
Still trying to collect
the live listeners can see it. Y'all should be listening live.
Yeah, that too. Or you can just listen to the podcast. I don't give a shit. Either one, as long as you pay us attention.
We do like listeners. Yeah. How are you today, Donnie?
Good.
You seem preoccupied with something.
I'm collecting questions and catching up on notes, and we're still getting questions coming in.
That's okay.
He's always preoccupied.
It's not a lot because I don't have to do any of it, but just to lift the veil, when you see that countdown timer to the show, once that goes up, I'm like, tweet over here, post over there, get in the Discord, hit the notification, and then usually on Sunday morning, that's like the first time I check maybe if we have any extra questions that came in yesterday or last night or something, right? So as I'm hitting all those, I'm like, oh, there's a question on there, there's a question there, there's a question. So it's a lot in like that 20 seconds that I'm doing over here.
Yeah. As a person who's done that, I can feel that. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
And I got to make sure you guys are ready, so when the music stops, you guys are there. And
yeah,
pulling
do our
levers.
makeup and stuff.
Do you ever see me like bopping to
you guys
intro?
are just like...
Yeah. So sometimes I'm singing random songs, and I don't know if y'all hear it or not.
Yeah. I'm like, go, move.
We appreciate all of the back-end work that you do to make it run smoothly and on time.
Look, everybody's here. Sean's here.
Yeah,
Kyle's here.
here.
B-Mox is here. Riley
All
King
our
is
live
here.
listeners.
They're
What's
all
going
here.
on this morning? A lot of
Great.
people are here. Like, God damn, y'all ain't go to church?
This is church. Sir, this is church.
Nintendo
Listen.
church.
We take them to
This
church.
may as well be church because this morning I think I realized there is in fact a God, because here's my story of why
That is a
I
massive revelation.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, if true, this
For
could
me?
shock the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Seriously. I was a little bit late today. I was, messaging Donnie and Delvin saying, guys, I'm going to be like 10:50, which is normally true. I'm normally a little bit late anyway, but like
Standard.
I let you know early today, like before 10:59, that I might be a little late today. So some little bit of backstory. I'm trying to buy a house. Okay. It's stressful. I've never bought a house before. I'm going to be a first-time homeowner when I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Not yet. But it's the process sucks, and it sucks right now. Especially, it's a seller's market right now, and it has been for a few years, and there is no sign of it getting better. And for every time I like do something to try to like start looking, it's like shut down immediately. Like the market is just that bad. Like there was a listing for nearby that like was perfect. It was like 1 day old listing on Zillow. I like reached out to schedule a tour, and the agent was like, sorry, they just accepted an offer. We're not taking any more tours. I'm like, what? Is it a day old listing? Like it's only been on the market for 1 day. They're like, yeah, that's how it is. And then yesterday I went with my mom and Josh to visit a house that is like at the top of my price range, and it's like in a not great area, and the house is falling apart and like needs a lot of work, and like it's not gonna work out for us, and I'm just discouraged and all. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just live here for another year. Hopefully with the presidency, we get like a real recession going on with houses or something. I don't know. I'm hoping for a recession, guys.
Look here, Rebecca. This is what you got to do. It helped me out immensely. You got to have a really close family member, someone you dearly love, die and just leave your house.
The only people that would be my parents, and I don't want them to die.
No. Sacrifice someone of us have to make.
Well, okay, so here's why there might be a God. So I'm sitting there this morning, I'm playing Animal Crossing on my Switch, trying to feel happy in my life. And I'm actually up early for once for a change. And I'm looking out my window and I see my upstairs neighbors. I live in a condominium, by the way. And I see them carrying down their grill. I'm like, oh, they're getting rid of their grill. And then I see them carrying down some bins. And I'm like, kind of early to be doing some spring cleaning. And then I see them carrying down some more big boxes and bins. And I'm like,
wait a minute, hang on. Because
what?
My cat was distracting me.
What?
How are you seeing this?
I have a sliding glass door in the front of my house.
So
She's
you just
a stalker.
nosying out the window? You just through the curtains and
No,
Yeah.
my
Oh,
curtains
she
are open.
She
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I'm
Just
sitting
look
on my couch in my living room and I
She's
can
got the
see them
blinds. She's
because
like,
the
"What's going
stairs
on
are
over there?"
right outside. So the way that it works is that there's a stair leading up to my condo building. So that's in direct view of my window. It's like a sliding glass door. It's like the whole front of my house.
I
Okay.
got you.
I often put my chair outside my front door to look at what other people are doing.
I'm not outside. I'm on my couch. I'll send you a picture later. You'll understand. It's not weird, I promise. It's not. I'm not nosy. It's just there. No binoculars. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Great.
then here's where I do start getting nosy. At that point, it wasn't nosy, but now I am nosy. I look out to where they're bringing it, and they have a flatbed that they're stacking everything on. They're not getting ready. They're not throwing the grill in the dumpster or anything like that. And I'm like, could they be moving? That's a lot of bins and boxes. And I wake up Josh, and I'm like, Josh, I think the upstairs neighbors are moving because my place
She
right now
woke
that I'm
him up
renting.
because of this.
I did.
Yeah.
I woke Josh up. The place that I'm renting right now is 1 bedroom, but the units on the other side are 2 bedrooms because they're on the corner, right? And so there's 3 stories in my building, and they're on the 2nd floor. And so I wake him up, and I'm like, Josh, does that look like they're moving to you? And he's like, yeah, it kind of does. But we don't know if they're renting too or if they own it. So we're like, how do we find out if they own it and if they're moving and selling? How do we find this out without being that nosy neighbor? So that's when I messaged you guys that I was on a stealth mission because we came up with a plan. We said that when they were taking stuff out onto the flatbed, we were going to go to my car because we were going to go get Manhattan Bagel, get breakfast, and just bump into them and be like, hey, you moving? And so that's exactly what we did. And I walk out there and I'm like, oh, taking a lot of stuff out. Are you guys moving? She said, yes. And I said, oh, do you guys rent or own? Because we're looking to move. And she said that they do own it. And they don't want to go through a realtor. They want to just sell it as is off listings online and stuff. And she asked me my time frame and stuff, and it lines up with exactly. They already bought a house, and they're starting to carry the smaller stuff out. And I gave her my number. And she's like, we're selling it as is. And, there's only 1 bathroom and it needs some upgrades, so that might affect, what we're going to sell it for. And I'm like, that's okay. Take your time with all that. Just let me know some information with how much you guys are thinking and some time frame and more information. And I gave her my number and it's sounding super promising.
That's
Very
great.
nice.
And this was
That's awesome.
after days of being so distraught and not being able to visit places and so now my job is I'm going to reach out to additional lenders, make sure that I have the most I can. I'm sorry, it's a long story. This is the only thing going on in my life right now.
Hey, look here. Hey, look here. Fuck that. I tell you long stories every goddamn week. Let Rebecca
Yep.
have this one.
Facts.
I don't normally have stories.
Pennsylvania
But like,
man
and
stories.
I know there's nothing like set in stone. This is just like, oh my gosh, it's just good news that they are like selling, and it's like not even going through a realtor, which means there might not be like a whole lot of competition either, right?
Yeah.
And imagine if we get this place, it's an upgrade because then we would have a second bedroom, which is what we want. And I would own it. I never thought I would be a homeowner. This is actually looking like it could be a
Correct.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Didn't
it's
have to lose no
5.
one.
This right here, this spot is 5 minutes away from my new work building. 5-minute
great.
commute.
That's wonderful.
I would, and I was like trying to like hope to
The
stay in
planets
this
are aligning.
area. I was hoping to stay in this area, but like all the houses are like really expensive. They're like over my budget.
Yep.
Or if they're not over my budget, they're like not move-in ready. No, but I would love to buy a house, Yarden, but I know there's like homeowner association fees and stuff, but like with this, it's like my garbage is taken care of, my lawn is taken care of, I get a little balcony. I gotta
Very
find
nice.
out. Yeah, I still have to look into all that stuff with like the interest rates and like what I can get with a loan and stuff. But like I looked online for like, how you can see like the price history of like when it was sold and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Mhm.
it was sold in 2021 or something for like less than $200,000. So if I can buy it for within my budget, that would still be a good profit for them. I think they're probably looking for what I'm probably willing to pay. And it sounds like the timing's going to work out with my loan, with my current renting situation.
That's how I sold my last house. We just had friends that needed to buy right when we were looking to move. So like,
And you don't have to
know,
pay like a realtor fee or anything with that.
no, it wasn't really about that. It was just more about convenience.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rushed trying to move and everything. Like I wanted to take my time, and they didn't want to be, rushed to get into anything. I cut them a deal. Like it was a bit under market value just
Yeah.
because they were friends. It was their first
That's
time
good.
buyer. Yeah, so it kind of worked out for everybody. I got to take my time and move as I wanted to, and kind of.
And that would be like perfect for us. Like they can take all the time, they need. I have until June.
I didn't have to, I didn't have to fix the house up. I didn't have to bring people in and have them like repaint everything, get it ready
Yeah.
to sell. They're
Mhm.
like, we'll do all of that. You just
That's where
take
I'm
your
at.
time and leave, and
That's
then
where I'm at.
we'll take it. So
That's good. Yeah.
that worked out really well for me.
Yeah.
You know what I appreciate about this story?
What?
The fact that black people don't do none of this shit. Like if we see somebody getting ready to move, we have no tat whatsoever. We're like,
Oh
fuck
yeah,
no.
100%.
We're gonna immediately ask him outside the
Hey, you
window.
taking
would
that?
think no.
You need that?
Yeah, you
keeping
move
that?
it.
I
Let me
have
get
literally, I have taken so many people's. That's the whole time I was making fun of it. It's like, Rebecca, just go ask them.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
I
would
know,
just
I know, but
open-
you don't understand my social anxiety. I was
No.
like, Josh, like when we walk out, like you're gonna have to be the one to like
Oh my
initiate the
God.
conversation. But then I did.
Yo,
I was
you
the one
know
that.
that?
No,
Exactly.
I initiated it.
100.
I initiated it.
Hey,
That's
you
how
got
I
some
did
couches you don't want?
Let
it.
me
I
get
need
that.
you. I need
And you
you
got-
to come do this for me.
You need those spoons? I can
Yeah.
use the spoons. You
Yeah,
know,
I need some spoons. Hey, you need that microwave? That's the
Delvin, we're different colors, but we grew up the
This is
same way.
same way. 100% the same way. Like, yo, within seconds.
This is my second coffee.
My first apartment, I was on my own. I literally grabbed couches that they had left by the dumpster. Like they moved out, dropped them. I was like, I need those couches. Those are better than couches I have.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But so one, I want to address, in the comments, they're saying like all I ever hear of homeowner associations are horror stories. So true. But I've been living under this one for the past 3 years and have never had any problem. And
That's
like,
interesting.
I feel like they're kind of chill. Like I see
I've had
people
2 of
breaking
them.
the rules and nobody cares.
I've had 2 of them, and they would care. They would fine you and stuff. But at the same time, like the intent is good. Like they don't want people, to mess up the property value and do like I in my neighborhood that I have now.
Hanging Trump flags and stuff.
That's not even honestly, it wasn't even about that. But in the neighborhood that I'm in now, I don't have a homeowner association, and I do enjoy not having anybody like tell me, anything. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I got neighbors like kind of a couple houses down across the street that like think their yard is like a car shop. Like they're
Yeah.
out there like pulling transmissions and shit out in the yard. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe
One
clean
of
it up a
those.
bit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
or the neighbor down the street who's like, he has a backyard, but for whatever reason decides to put all of the kids' toys in the front yard.
Yeah.
So there's like a jungle gym and a trampoline and every shit like right out in the front yard. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
come on, man, put it in the backyard.
Yeah, I don't
Even
have a
that
homeowners
doesn't bother me
association
too
like
much.
that here, but we have like ordinance and things like that with certain things you can't do. Like you can't have like car parts in the front of the house and stuff like that. They'll fine you. Or the main thing, which I don't like, is you have to go to like the city of Opelika to like if you're gonna paint the front of paint your house, you have to let them know what colors you're gonna paint it.
Because they want it to be uniform. Like the one time that I got in trouble is I didn't like the way the numbers looked on my mailbox, so I pulled the numbers off and put like new ones on it. And I had no idea that every mailbox in the entire neighborhood had a uniform number.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah.
See, I feel like a lot of that stuff doesn't apply to this building because it's a condo building. Like
Sure,
they're not houses. We're not going to paint your house. Like, we don't have mailbox numbers, like that kind of stuff. So
Right.
like, we don't have yard. We have like a small front yard that like, only one person has like kind of direct access to. So yeah, that kind of stuff, I really haven't had any issues. And I've seen people break stuff, by having like their balcony full of like plants and stuff they're not really supposed to have, but like people do anyway. I've seen people like hang, Christmas lights up. They do it. But this is I'm feeling good. It was a good
Chat can tell.
conversation.
Your energy is
Well,
Yeah.
this is my second coffee, so that might contribute to it. And she was saying, like, the bathroom needs some renovations. It has like, that original blue tile, the blue tile that ours has that like came with the house. And they have 2 dogs, so I'm hoping that like the dogs like ate one of the doors or something to like decrease the value. Like I can deal with all that stuff.
Rebecca. When they leave, get in there and just mess up some stuff, like punch a hole in the wall.
Oops,
Like
it was
like
the
steal some
dog.
shit.
But I'm looking forward to her letting me know, how much, because I'm expecting it to be in my budget. I'm gonna reach out to additional loan
I'm rooting for you.
companies.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, I'm
Because
rooting
that would
for
be
you.
so convenient. Could you imagine just like moving upstairs? Like,
Yes.
don't even need a moving truck.
Yes.
That'd be great. So that's my ray of sunshine today. My there is a God moment.
I bought my first house after the recession in 2008, and that was a buyer's market, the opposite of this market. And I got to tell you, it wasn't any easier then than it is now.
No, it isn't.
Prices were
Not even a
different,
little
but the problem then was my wife and I, we were out looking at houses at like 1 a.m. with flashlights, like because back then the housing market had crashed so hard that you had investors and speculators. They were just buying things with cash without even seeing them. So the house would get listed and somebody would just, I'll take it.
And
They
that's
wouldn't
why
even, like,
so
they
many
didn't
of us
even
are
care.
renting today.
They were just like, I just want the land. They didn't even care. They're like, I'll just take it. So it was like hell trying to buy something with a loan because nothing would stay on the market for more than a few hours.
Yep.
People have a lot of money, a lot more money than I really ever imagined.
Yes.
Like people have a lot of money. I had never seen people buying like just throwing. There was this one seller. He bought like 4 or 5 houses cash. And I was like, who just has cash? Like a lot of people apparently.
A lot of people. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's literally crazy. Yeah, where do they get the money? My gosh, rich people who want to, be landlords.
That's the difference between cash and wealth.
Correct.
They have wealth, generational wealth.
Riley says no switch 2 for Rebecca. She's got to save her money.
Hey, that's
Man.
facts.
Man.
That's real. That's adult responsibilities.
I'm back on my Animal Crossing propaganda.
Real estate shack continues. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go.
Okay, here's what I'm doing, Donnie.
Wait a minute, not Hello Kitty?
Okay, so
Okay,
here
welcome to that.
this is actually what led to it. Okay, because you know how like I'm still feeling like I didn't play a lot of Hello Kitty. I'm like, did I feel this way with the tutorial in Animal Crossing? Like maybe Hello Kitty gets better. Maybe it's just the tutorial feeling all fetch questy. Did I feel this way in Animal Crossing? So I'm like, let me go replay the beginning of Animal Crossing with a new island on
That's how it starts.
my Zelda Switch Lite, and I played for like 4 hours, yes, like last night, and I was playing this morning, and I think I'm just gonna play this for a little while.
Oh,
Okay.
it's over.
It's
Nothing wrong
over.
with that.
Yeah.
It's
Bye,
over,
Hello
yeah.
Kitty.
Yeah.
But
I'll buy
I
it from you.
buy what from me?
Hello Kitty.
I got it digitally.
Oh, that's right. It's not.
That
that
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I'll boot it up again because I really like the characters, but I feel like I always go back to Animal Crossing. Like after I take, some months off, it's the one game. Yeah, it's the one game that I always end up getting back into. It might be my second favorite game of all time. It really might be with the way I keep going back to it.
This one specifically, not
Yeah.
just the franchise.
Yeah.
So I thought everybody, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the general consensus was that people kind of reached the end game, end content of Animal Crossing New Horizons so quickly that they were pretty upset that there wasn't a lot left to do. And I thought that was kind of the issue with the game, is that people felt like
Yeah, it's
they
really what
needed
you
DLC and
make of it.
expansions and stuff.
It's what you make of it. Like I find a lot of joy in tearing stuff down and rebuilding it somewhere else, or like you doing the DLC, like building houses on there and decorating houses there, finding all of like the villagers that you want. So I feel like for me, I kind of have like a hyper fixation type of personality when it comes to certain things. And this is, I guess, one of them.
Yeah. I think that's
For
probably
most people, it probably would. Yeah, for most people, they would, move on.
I think that's isn't like I feel like that may be a gamer thing. I think that's why we play games.
Mm-hmm.
I think all gamers kind of tend to hyper fixate on something.
Yeah.
I think that's why like we all have like comfort food games or like games that we play. Like you have those people that just play multiplayer, right? Like it's the same kind of, it's different, but it's the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
people
like,
who have 1,000 hours in Fortnite.
I feel like the whole point of like a gaming loop is to attract that person and keep them doing it, and like that's kind of the demographic is. Yeah, I think that's probably something maybe most of us share.
The next game that I want to buy is the one that Delvin's been playing this week, Lost Records. You got episode 1?
Yeah, it's if you have PlayStation Plus, it's free.
Yeah, it's free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
You
so
have to
buy
have
anything.
you have to have the non-essential tier.
I don't know. I just saw it say free.
You have
What
the-
tier are you? What
you have the
tier are
cheapest
on?
one?
I have all the tiers because
Yeah, he has
remember,
the most expensive one.
Oh.
yeah, because when I had the tiers before they did the crazy price increase. So I just had it. I think it expires this year.
Yeah, I
So
think that's-
you have to have like not the lowest one. You have to have a higher tier.
Let me
I
check
think
I don't
think-
understand the PlayStation tiers anymore.
because it's
I think
ridiculous.
so. I think I call them so. Their first tier is called essential. So the other tiers, a long-standing joke that we've done on PSVG for a couple of years is I call it non-essential, because you have the first tier and then you have the other tiers. So I call it the non-essential tiers. So the non-essential tiers, like the second tier, is kind of like Game Pass. Like you get a lot of games, and I think that's the one that this is in. I think, and then the
I'm gonna
third
check to
tier,
make sure.
Rebecca, is the most ridiculous. The third tier is the one you pay the most for, and what you get by paying the most is you get trials, and you get classic games. So you can play like a PSP game, or you
Sly
can stream.
Cooper.
You can stream a PS3 game. That's what you get by paying the most money.
Yeah, okay.
It's on the extra tier. There you go. PS Plus Extra.
That's what I thought.
How much is that a month?
That I don't know.
I might
It's
just
not
buy
It's
it.
not the big one though.
I think I'm
It's
just
the
gonna buy
it's
it.
the mid tier.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
it's only $40.
I'm not trying
Yeah.
to talk you out of it, but I'm waiting until there's definitely like at least 3 episodes to play at once.
I think
I've
it's
talked
only
about
2.
this a lot. I think the second episode doesn't come out until April,
Yes.
so you only have 1 episode now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
But-
mean. If you're doing the subscription, like you're gonna have to pay several months of it to play the whole
Correct.
game.
Even outside of that,
Well,
I've talked
think
about
it's
this
2.
bunch. Life is Strange 2, I like a lot, and I think a big reason why people maybe didn't enjoy that one as much is how they strung out those episodes over such a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about this all the time, and you look at achievements, how few people actually complete games at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think straggling out an episodic game like this over a year is going to aid in any of that. I don't think that's going to.
Delvin keeps trying to say 2. There's only 2 total episodes.
There's 2 tapes, and this is what I want to make sure first. Tape 1 is, because I checked this, is 7 hours long.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that.
And tape 2, I think, is
I
also
thought
7
there
hours
was
long.
more than that. I thought they talked about that there would be more than.
Unless
I
there's
thought there
something I
was
don't
at
know
least
about.
3.
Yeah, because both tapes come in PlayStation Plus on launch.
Yeah, I'm
Tape-
looking at the Steam page. It only mentions 2 tapes. Yeah, it says experience the story in 2 thrilling parts. Tape 1, February 18th, and tape 2, April 15th.
Okay, well that helps a
And-
bit then. At least
And
you're
they're
not
pretty
doing that.
long, so 7 hours is a lot.
So,
Yeah.
Delvin, you started playing the first tape. Should I click the purchase now button,
I like it a
or
lot.
should I wait?
I really like it a lot. I'm digging it. It's kind of what I've been missing from the Life is Strange series. I kind of really dig it.
I will say I love that it takes place in the 90s.
Yes.
And it kind of gives me Stranger Things vibes from the trailers, which like I know that's the 80s, not the 90s, but like just kind of the fact that it's like a group of friends kind of solving a mystery sort of thing.
Yeah, it kind of, I'm like an hour, maybe 2 hours in. It kind of feels like mix of Stranger Things and Stand By Me. It's this kind of coming of age story with this little girl, with this young girl, 16 years old. Her name's Swan, and she's like insecure about herself. She's like a chubby redhead girl. She has no friends, and she just has this camcorder. And her whole thing is she has an overbearing mom. Her whole thing is like she goes around her neighborhood, like videotaping. Like her dad bought her like a camcorder, so she videotapes certain things and makes these kind of like mixtape videos of her area. And that's kind of a focal point of the game where you just like you can go to certain spots and record like footage and make your own tape of the surrounding area that she'll kind of narrate over. And it's really cool. It's a really cool format to do it. And, you know, as the story progresses, she meets these girls and things like that. And it kind of, like I said, it kind of feels a lot like Stand By Me. You got the whole typical bully thing. And because she's a little chubby girl, you have a girl try to bully her. And she meets this group of friends who befriend her. And it's a really cool story. It reminds me so far of the first Life is Strange game, which I like a lot. I think the voice acting in it is pretty good. I think the story is so far interesting. I haven't gotten to the whole part of what happened, the major thing that happens in the story. So it's right now it's just kind of plot building, and the story is split up between like 2 halves. There's a section that's in first person's perspective, where you play as Swan as an older. I think she's 42 years old, and she's meeting up with her friends from the past, and they're gonna confront what happened back then. And as you're waiting for your friends from the past to come meet up in this bar, back in this town, you're retelling the story. And you're as you do things in the story, it changes the narrative on what happened back in the past. And it's a really cool thing because the present time is in first person, and the past is in third person, like Life is Strange is. And based off what you do, it affects the narrative on both sides of it. And the cool thing about it is, which I kind of find really interesting, and I think it's going to play a big part in it, when you're in the present, you don't see how Swan looks. So I'm assuming, based on the choices you make, it changes her personality and looks in the present. So I find that really fascinating on how they're doing that. And
Wait,
how
so
the story-
it goes from like a third person point of view, like a third person to a first person?
Yes,
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yes, it starts off as the first person because you're in the present. But when you go to the flashbacks, you're in the third person point of view. And I think I really dig it so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really excited for this one. I'm happy to hear that's only the 2 parts because I was thinking it was, following kind of the patterns of the past. So that's very nice.
Yeah. It feels like an evolution of the Don't Not games, in my opinion.
Nice.
Sounds like Don't Not's doing a better job, with it overall than Deck 9.
Yeah, you might like it, Donnie, because so far, you don't have the whole Avengers superhero stuff in it. Like, it's a superpower. No, it's just kind of like a cool story.
Yeah, I mean, like Rebecca said, Life is Strange has always had the powers, so I'm not anti-powers, but the whole like let's all gang up and be X-Men together, that was it's just a path I don't want them to go. Like, I enjoyed the intimate storytelling. I kind of always looked at them as separate games and not like some
this is more
cinematic
intimate.
Marvel universe or some shit.
This is more intimate. This is more grounded. Even the gameplay element that they add to it, that's like you like Life is Strange has the powers thing. It's not a power. It's just her with her camcorder.
Right.
So it's a lot more grounded and it's a lot more based in reality. And I really kind of dig that.
It kind of like Tell Me Why, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a power in that game. It's just kind of her, right?
Really like that one. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
All
Very
right,
similar.
I just bought it.
I like it a lot, though.
Is
I'll
that
start it
physical
later.
yet?
No, it's not physical yet.
Wondering if I maybe wait for Switch 2. Have to think a game like that hits Switch 2 pretty soon, right?
Oh, I
Pretty
think
early.
it is too.
Yeah. Maybe I wait.
Hopefully it does well because like I said, so far I like it a lot and I'm enjoying my time with it. It's kind of really, the story really pulled me in so much that I had another game I wanted to play and I was like, I want to kind of finish this playing and stuff.
Do you like it more than that Dust game you were playing last year?
Yes, so far yes. This feels more like you have more agency over the character and stuff like that. So I kind of dig that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Awesome.
The other game I'm playing is not on Switch, so we don't have to talk about it here.
Damn. Well, this game isn't on Switch either.
It's gonna be on Switch. This
Like
100%
it might be on
gonna
Switch 2 in a year, but it's not on Switch
It's Switch adjacent.
either. Is it?
Correct. I think that's
Not
gonna be
yet.
on Switch. Well, technically, the other one I'm playing might be on Switch too. I'm playing Like a Dragon, the pirate one.
Right.
No, yeah, it's not on Switch. It will be, maybe.
It's gonna be on Switch. I think it's
Yeah, I
fun.
think it will. Switch 2.
The Yakuza games are awesome. They're so ridiculous and so fun. They're almost like if Japan made a Grand Theft Auto game, but they didn't ever play a Grand Theft Auto game. They just made it like, this is what my Grand Theft Auto game is going to be. Just nonsensical, fun, absurd stories. I really like the Yakuza games a lot.
Cool.
What about you, Donnie? What are you playing?
Yeah, I'm still playing that.
Detective Pikachu.
I'm playing the After Love EP, and yeah, everything I said before still stands. I'm a couple weeks in, so I think I'm like the way the game works off a calendar, kind of like Persona. Like every day passes, and you have like a day and a night, and then the calendar checks off. So I'm on like the 19th or the 20th, so I'm like probably halfway through the game. Still enjoying it, but, and I almost hate to even say it, because it's not the game's fault. There's really nothing to do with the game. This is just the way the game is. It's the style of the game. More of a me thing. So just to be clear, it's a visual narrative, right? Which I knew going into it when I bought it. There are entire sections of this game where you don't do anything.
Yeah.
For like 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Like you're just sitting there just having a conversation and the conversation just keeps going. I'm like, so there are parts where it's like, it's a lot. And it's just a struggle for me.
Visual novels.
It's a struggle for me to play these because I don't want to say I'm bored because the writing is very good. Like I'm enjoying the story. It's just, I want to do something, like give me some gameplay.
You can say you're bored because visual novels, the story can be amazing, but just the whole idea of you sitting there for 10, 15 minutes watching somebody talk,
Yeah.
and then like having to press, your only action is to press the button, like I think the X button or something like that. It's like,
There's not even a lot of those. Like I just, at this point, I just set it to auto so that the conversation just flows instead of me pressing the button over and over again.
Yeah.
And last night I was playing and I threw it on the TV for the first time. And I mean, it really is a pretty game. I do enjoy the style. But I was in this conversation with my bandmates and I think it went on for like over 20 minutes. Like I just sat there and realized, I was like, I've been just watching this go for 20 minutes. Like it just goes. I wish there was more. There are decisions in the game. I think there's probably different endings based on these decisions that I'm making, but there's not enough of them. There's like one per conversation. It's like, man, why can't you give me like 10 and then like keep me involved, give me some agency. You're like, I really like these little Guitar Hero segments. There's not enough of them. I've played like 5 in like 20 days. It's like, I need more.
Even if it like didn't drastically change like an ending or anything, but like maybe the characters reacted a little bit differently depending on, give your character some personality.
There's like one per interaction. There's like a decision or a choice that you make per interaction, per scene. And it's like, that's it. Like, the writing is, I wanted to say, I think the writing is really good in a way that it's like just really human and very grounded and real. You know, like it feels like lived in. Like the conversations when you're trying to like reconnect with the band and get back, like it's awkward. And it does that very well, like in a way that better than I think I've played games trying to do that. And I think we've all played, you know, like we just talked about Life is Strange and these sorts of games. I think a lot of times with those nuanced emotions, those games can be very heavy-handed and contrived.
Yes.
You know, they flash like a weird look, or the eye move. Like they're doing something to make you feel that. This game doesn't. It just lets the writing do it. And I think they've done an exceptional job at that. That they're conveying so much emotion just through dialogue. But it's not going to be for everybody. Like it's a really, you know, it's a visual narrative. Like it's a really slow, like you're essentially reading a book.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It feels more book than game, and I think that's the
It
problem.
really
I have a lot
does,
of visual novels, which I like some of them, but it's just like, oh, this is a bit much.
So I think my thing with this one is I just can't play it for long stretches. You know, I play for like 40 minutes and I'm like, that's enough.
A lot of reading. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I can't just sit there and play it for like 5 hours and knock it out because I'm just not that.
Not a lot of action.
Yeah, I'm not that captivated. Riley asked, Donnie, did you finish Donkey Kong Returns HD? Not yet. I'm still
No.
playing it. I
He's
keep
playing
going through
Detective
it.
Pikachu now. It's over.
I keep going through it level by level every now and again.
Did you buy Detective Pikachu?
I have
Yes,
it.
he does.
After
that surprise
everything
you?
we've been through.
Yes.
Does that surprise
he's
you
Team
all?
Pikachu now.
What did I tell you guys last week?
He's a whore. He's gonna
If
buy
I-
whatever.
what
he
did I tell you?
You like collecting games, not necessarily playing games.
Yes.
What did I tell you? If I could buy a Switch game for under what?
$10.
$15 physical, am
Yeah.
I going to get it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
am.
If he can
got
find
that
it
game-
cheap and fast, he's getting it.
I got that game for $9.
See? See?
So yeah, I bought it.
Yeah.
That picture you saw, those pictures, my little collection, my little grabs that I got this week, $32 for everything.
That's not
Great
bad.
deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I picked it up. I'm never gonna play it. I'm just put it on the shelf.
He's gonna play it.
I might play it just to come talk to you about it. Like maybe for that reason alone.
That'll
But
be fun.
probably.
I'm saying, what-
Save it
looks
for the
good.
podcast. Talk
It
about
looks-
it here.
It looks good in my little game case with all my little Pokemon games. I got them all together. This week, in addition to After Love EP, I've been playing a lot of Guitar Hero because I've got my little. I'll show you my little growing Wii and GameCube station that I've got going on over here.
Yep.
I've been playing some Guitar Hero Metallica
Nice.
and Guitar Hero World of Rock. I got my Wii guitar broke about 6 months ago.
What?
It
How'd
was
it break?
behind. It had fallen off the wall apparently, and it fell in behind a dresser. And when I was moving stuff around, I found it. And I was like, "How did this get back here?" And I lifted it up, like the entire case had like a chunk that had broken out of it.
Oh.
So
The cat.
Hyperkin, yeah, Jack, exactly. Hyperkin recently announced that they were re-releasing or reselling those Wii guitars, and to be honest with you, they took a bunch of shit for it. Everybody yelled at them. They're like, "Who's
Why?
doing this today? Who's buying Wii guitars? This
A
guitar
lot of people.
sucked." And yeah, I am people. Like I was
Yes.
like, yeah.
I don't think
Um,
that's that bizarre.
Well, I don't either because I think Delvin and I have been talking about this privately, but I'm starting to snatch up some Wii stuff because Wii stuff is beginning to shoot up in value. And I think Rebecca, I think the point you made is that younger generation is starting to come of age. And I think for them, honestly, I would say maybe even especially for them, we talk about the games that they grew up on playing on their phones and playing like I'm not saying they don't want a PlayStation 6 and all that. I'm just saying I think generally that generation cares less about pushing pixels and more about their experience. And I could imagine, this is just a theory, but I could imagine that generation thinks getting together with their friends with drinks and playing Wii Guitar Hero is a big deal.
Yes.
Like I could see a lot of people like wanting that, it's a social experience more than a product.
Yeah. I think so too.
Because those Guitar Hero games have shot up in value. Now I've always had those. I've kept mine forever. So I've been playing a lot of that just here in my little. I got this. I talked about it on Discord, but I didn't really tell you, Rebecca. I got a little TV. I got a 4x3 little. It's not CRT. It is LCD, but it has component, AV, and a built-in DVD player, like all into one little
Oh,
monitor.
that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It's got like this little tray. You press a
It's-
button,
and
the
it's
tray
little?
pops out. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but it looks like
Oh,
a
yeah.
monitor.
Yeah, yeah,
Built-in speaker and everything.
yeah. Okay.
It looks great. Like Wii games on it look fantastic. So I've been playing
Okay. Yeah.
some Wii and GameCube stuff this week.
Nice.
Because I played that What the Duck game and its janky ass Pokemon setup, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should give Arceus a try.
Ooh.
I never played it. I just
Wait,
made
you
fun of
didn't?
it. I only made fun of it
what?
watching Jack play it.
Yes.
I watched Jack play it for a bit. Now, he was always playing on the TV, and I don't think I would put it on the TV because I remember it. It was ugly. But I wonder what it looks like. I wonder what it looks like in handheld.
I don't think it looks ugly. I like the
Oh,
art
it does.
style.
Oh, it does.
I don't know why
That's
you
a
think
funny
that.
take.
I saw entire mountains pop in. like entire, like the shit was just like boom.
Okay, that part, sure, but the art style itself, I like the watercolor.
The style
like,
is
kinda look.
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. The style is nice. It just didn't look like it was functioning all that well when I watched
Okay.
Jack play it.
A functioning video game.
I'm wondering, I don't know. I don't know if it's just all the Pokemon news or something, but I don't really have a whole lot that I'm playing. Obviously, for weeks, I'm just playing like 64 shit. Now I'm playing Wii shit. So like I'm not playing new releases. I don't think I have a new Switch release until March, like late March maybe. So I was just thinking, I was
don't
like,
even know if I do.
maybe give it a try. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
think you should at least try it. Do you like the battling aspect of Pokemon? Because there's not a ton of that. Like you can battle, but that's not the focus. The focus
Really?
is more like exploring and collecting them. Like you catch, like you're supposed to catch like a lot of them. It's kind of
This is
like
more
Let's Go,
Let's Go.
in like that, but like you don't, it's like not with that same like kind of like ring system. Like you don't like you don't have to like go into battle to catch them.
Interesting.
You can like just go catch them in the overworld.
That's it. You just catch them and bring them back.
Well there's more to it than that.
Okay.
But that's an option is what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
if you're trying to get like a lot of stuff quickly, like you can.
I've got several indie games that I've picked up recently, so maybe I'll try those instead. Chat's telling me not to do it. They're like, don't do it.
Well, the people
think
have spoken, and they say
You should try an hour of it, and if you're not feeling it, then at least you have
Gave
your
it the old
answer.
college try.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you
Yeah, I've
went
got a
some miles in
couple-
life.
I just picked up. There's so many cheap sales. I just picked up.
Also, I'll be right back.
What was it? Gumbrella from Devolver Digital.
Okay.
So I just picked that up for like $4. I did not tell you about the Capcom stuff that I was playing. Did you see any
No.
of that?
I was looking at that. It looks interesting.
Yeah. So, yesterday I asked for questions and Jason said more 19-cent games, which I laughed at.
Okay.
But because he said that, I went on the eShop and I was like, well, what is cheap? And I came across an entire screen of Capcom arcade games. They're all like half off. They're like all like $1. And I was like, well, that's cool. I like these retro stuff. So I was like, how does that work? So Capcom has what they call the Capcom Arcade Stadium games.
Yes.
And there's a Stadium 1 and there's a Stadium 2. And they're both free because you essentially you get the Stadium for free and then you buy these games individually like little DLC editions. And it's kind of like having a different it's like a little arcade. Like they all have cabinets and stuff in the game. But it's kind of like having an extra Nintendo Switch Online app. Like, but either both of these games have like 40 games you can buy for it. So to buy the whole game is pretty expensive. It'd be like $40 to buy every single game. Or you can pick and choose, right?
Well, which you should do.
We're gonna get into it here in a minute when we talk about the news, but gold coins. I've got a bunch of them, and I was like, well, they're going away. I got to use them. So I was like, I'm just going to spend all of my gold coins on a bunch of these old arcade games. Like I've been talking about it for a while. It's one of my favorite things about the Switch are these old retro collections. So I found this blog. I posted in the Discord if anybody wants to go look at the blog I found, where they went through the Capcom Arcade Stadium collection and they ranked the games. They're like, these are from good to bad. These are the games. So I just went through and started buying some games. What caught my attention was two things. There is one game, I think it's called Saturday Slam Masters.
Yes, I've heard of Saturday Slam Masters. That was the arcade game.
Yep, they're all arcade games.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a wrestling game. It's Street Fighter, but if it was wrestling. Like
Yes.
you pick a character, and then when you pick the character, they do the little thing, like USA, and but you get in the ring and you fight each other, which is pretty great. And then the other one that caught my eye was there's a Capcom Sports Club game where there's like a basketball game and a tennis game and something. I want to say soccer, and it's all in one. And the basketball game basically plays like NBA playgrounds. And
dope.
it's all based on countries. So there's like a team USA, a team Canada, a team China, and all that. So anyway, long story short, sorry, dragging this out. I spent like 800 points, about like 8 free games. I ended up spending like $2. I got like 10 games. And I've just been going through those since yesterday, kind of playing them. I really like the Saturday Slam Masters. That's really fun.
It's really good.
This collection I was unaware of. Nobody told me of its heat. It's seriously got game. All the manuals are included, so you can flip through the manuals of the game. There's a shit ton of fan service built in. You can change the screen orientation. You can flip it. You can play it sideways. You can change the borders. You can change the background. You can change the resolution. There's CRT filters. There's cheats. There's a rewind. There's like everything you could ever have is all built into the games. There's like global settings you can turn on for all the games, or you can go individual game by game. There's save states. There's load states. It's a really cool way to revisit and play some of that old stuff. So that's what I was doing yesterday, messing with a bunch of that stuff.
Sounds cool. Sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, I like it. I like
need
it.
to
If you're looking
I
to,
think I have some of those. I just never played them.
if you're looking to get rid of some points, right now, like I said, every single arcade game, and there's like, if you were to buy the total collection of both, there's like 100 games. Every single one of those games are half off, I think, on the eShop right now. They're all $1. They're all 99 cents. So I just started picking them up one at a time. Like there's Mega Man. And here's the other thing. There's a lot of the games that are in like the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle, the Fighting Collection, the Marvel. Like there's a lot of those in these too. So be careful what you're buying. If you've bought any of the other stuff, you could be buying the same game twice. A lot of Mega Mans, a lot of stuff. So. Anyway, let's move on to the news, and we actually have some notable news this week from Nintendo, as they have ditched gold points and confirmed your vouchers will not work on Nintendo Switch 2. From March 25th, 2025, players will no longer be able to earn gold points from purchases. Points earned on games purchased or released before that date will still be usable and attainable. Gold points are valid for 12 months from the date being used, so you have up until next year, March 25th, 2026, to use your points before they expire, any ones that you've already accrued. I went, just in case anybody didn't know, I went and found a little history on it. Introduced in 2016 as part of My Nintendo, the My Nintendo program, which is the program that replaced our old beloved Club Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gold points were a loyalty reward by purchasing software with a heavy focus on digital. And on March 6, 2018, the ability to use gold points in the Nintendo Switch eShop became available.
It
with
took a
discounts off
year?
Software. Oh, yeah, it took a while.
I thought it was there at launch. Okay.
I've seen a lot of people report that, and I knew that wasn't the case, which is why I went and dug that up. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Because like my memory on this one is pretty, so like this started on Wii U, right? We used to have the Digital Deluxe promotion, the DDP.
Yep.
Feel the bang. We have the DDP, and then they shut that down in like 2014, and then it took a while. Club Nintendo brought us the points. We got the silver points and the gold points, and then it took a minute for Switch to get the gold points, and then that's basically what we've been rocking with ever since. In addition, like I said, I got something I would ask you, but before I do, let's just finish reading the news. Nintendo did update their website on their voucher side, and they've stated that Switch game vouchers will not be able to be redeemable for Switch 2 games, like point
Whoa,
blank.
whoa.
Switch 2 exclusive games. Let's put that in clay. Anything that's cross-buy, if it's on Switch, you can be able to use it. But the Switch game vouchers are just for Switch. So if you were hoarding vouchers thinking you could save money on next-gen games, that's not going to work. They've made sure that loopholes close before that ever comes into account. So I think I understand that it's all like a loyalty thing, so these stories are getting roped together, but I think these are like two very separate things. So I wanted to ask you, because I've seen a lot of people speculating, copium, maybe. They're like, okay, they're just doing this now, so when they launch the Switch 2, they can bring back some other loyalty program to replace gold points. I don't share that hope.
I'm less optimistic. Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't happen. It could, and I hope it does. But when I saw this, that wasn't my take. My take wasn't, oh, they're doing this so they can change it up. Like, I don't think I agree with that. What do you guys think?
I agree with you.
It's possible. Highly unlikely, but even if they were going to change it up, I don't think it's going to be no time soon. Like, maybe like in year 3, year 4. Like, hey, here's you can get points now.
Yeah, definitely not in year 1, for sure.
I feel like they keep, downgrading the loyalty program. Like, Club Nintendo was the best one, and then they got rid of that, and we were hurt. But they're like, okay, but you can still get gold points. We're like, okay, now they're getting rid of this, and I think what if it is replaced with something, it's not going to be quite as good.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Here's like my basic read on this. They didn't get rid of the points at all. Like the platinum points still exist, and the platinum points are woven into Nintendo Switch Online. And Nintendo said that Nintendo Switch Online is continuing on Switch 2. So like the idea of we're just getting rid of the gold points part, but we're going to bring it back with something else. Like, why didn't you just keep the gold points? And like, you could have just changed the ratio. Like, you didn't need to turn it off if you were going to do something like that, to me at least. Now, Nintendo does operate in weird ways. I could see it. Like, we're going to turn it off and bring it back. That'd be weird. My real read on this is the DDP, the gold points, the whole thing was to encourage and get people embedded in digital purchases and digital library.
correct.
Mission accomplished.
Well, you still can get gold points from physical purchases too. You just have to redeem them automatically. Which my question is, if I forgot to redeem the gold points on a physical game, can I still do so?
There are expiration limits. So if you haven't done it within a certain window, you can't.
Yes.
And you are right. You can get gold points off physical cartridges, which I presume, like you just personified, I presume most people don't know that or don't do it. Whereas
I used to be in the habit of doing it as soon as I booted up a game, but like I forgot on a lot of them probably.
I don't think most people are doing it. The whole point of this really was to encourage people to go digital. It's the point of the vouchers. It's the point of the gold points, and I think the mission's accomplished. Like, we've seen their ratios. Like, they still have a healthy physical business, but we've seen the ratios. More and more and more people, like in droves year over year, are moving more and more digital, and I think they've done that. So I don't think they have to. I don't think they have to keep pushing people that direction. It'd be nice if they would. A loyalty program. I feel like all of our gaming loyalty programs are under fire. Like, they're all going away, and it really bothers me because we spend a lot of money on this stuff.
John 32 says, I had no idea this was a thing. I lost so much money.
Yes, you
They
did.
they really didn't advertise it that much for physical games, probably
Of
for that
course not.
reason.
100%. And some of them you would get like these bonuses where, like, if you buy the game, you get 200 points. Like where they would give you extra coins, so you get like $2 off or something. And it's not much. I think the ratio was 5%. But when you buy a lot of stuff,
It adds up.
it adds up. And how many times, it's one of my favorite things that I've done on the show, how many times have I found some cheap ass game that I never would have bought on my own, but I bought it because I had points?
Yes, that is what we use the gold points on. Is like, okay, this $4.99 eShop game that I'm not sure about. Well, I have the points.
$1.25.
Just do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna miss that a lot, and I hope everybody else. I honestly, I think most Nintendo site Like I think Nintendo Life, I think GVG, like I think I could count others. Most of the Nintendo sites, blogs, channels that I saw cover this, I think almost exclusively they were all like, I'm sure they'll announce a new one when they announce the Switch 2. And that's the part where I'm like, I'm not so sure. Because another part of this, let's just say, if they're worried about their margins and they're worried about potential, tariffs possibly coming in from different places, things like that, this is another way just to pad that out a little. It's not much, but like I said, it's not much for us. It's, you can still add it to them. And personally, I think it sucks. I generally really hate to see it go. I really do. I think it's lame for them to turn it off. So,
Yeah.
The vouchers make a lot more sense to me because I 100% think they're going to raise the price on all the software.
Yes, that does. And I think we said as much too about the vouchers.
Yeah.
Also,
I could see the vouchers coming back at a different cost. I could see Switch 2 having its own voucher thing. That I could see. Maybe they raise the price of the vouchers. Maybe it's 120, or something like that instead of 100. I could 100% see the vouchers coming back. But I'm not so certain on the gold points. I feel like with the gold points, again, if they were going to come back with a new rewards program, I think you just scrap the points altogether. Platinum points too.
Yeah.
Like maybe I guess they could come back with something stupid like stars or red coin. Like they've got a million different things they could swap that out for, I guess.
They got rid of Nintendo Selects. They got rid of gold points. They got rid of Club Nintendo. It always does get replaced by something, but just like something a little bit different and a little bit not as good.
We've got a virtual birthday card for you. You can print off at home.
It's honestly offensive, some of those things. It's like, we'll, give you 5% off for your birthday.
Here's a
wallpaper. Of these select first-party games that you already have.
Yes.
If you give us 800 platinum points, here's a wallpaper for your phone. You could go to Google and download.
It's offensive.
It is. But they're like, we already got you here. We're not going to do anything. We already got you here. And you're going to keep buying anyway, so here you go.
Yeah. So,
also,
anyway,
in terms of the vouchers, they want every bit of money they can get for those new Switch 2 games. Like,
100%.
No discounts here. You're going to pay full price.
So I feel like on the voucher thing, I'm with you more on like year 2, year 3 of the Switch 2. I could see the vouchers coming back. But not for year 1. They're absolutely not.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, rest in peace, gold points. Hopefully we will see or hear from you again because I'm gonna miss it. Niantic, the company behind 2016's Pokemon Go, is in talks to sell its video game business to the Saudis. The Saudi Arabia-owned Scopely Incorporated for reportedly $3.5 billion with a B.
Yeah,
you
put million. It's definitely billion.
Oh, did I? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's billion. So the headline for this is that it's being sold to the Saudis. That's the headline you'll see everywhere. I looked into that just because I was interested. Scopely began as an American company created by former MySpace, Disney, and EA executives. That was acquired by Savvy Games Group, which is owned by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia in 2023. The studio has, or the company has studios across the globe. So it's a global company. There's studios in Dublin. There's studios in Barcelona. So this is becoming a more common trend because the PIF definitely is trying to diversify their funds as they keep spreading, their influence across different industries. I'm not sure how much you guys pay attention to this, but this is kind of massive, like in the sports world. The PIF and the Saudis, they own basically like F1 and they own Live Golf, and they're like just kind of buying institutions. And there's like lots of cultural, political conversations about sports washing and kind of what they're trying to do. They're essentially trying to gain positive favor over from the public by associating themselves with things that people like.
And marketing.
Therefore, video games. Like if you buy video games, you make video games that people like you. is kind of the thing. There were a lot of rumors 2 years ago that they were looking to buy like a massive stake in a video game, and a lot of people thought it was Ubisoft. We found out it was Embracer. Embracer had like a $1 billion deal to just basically be owned outright, and it fell through. But when I saw this article post up, there were a lot of people that I saw responding on Blue Sky, and people were like, well, Nintendo's not going to go for that. Pokemon Company's not going to go for that. And just in case you didn't know, the Savvy Games Group owns significant stakes already in Take-Two, EA, Embracer, and guess who? Nintendo. They own like a 7% stake in Nintendo. So I don't think Nintendo or the Pokemon Company care. I think they're probably on board with this probably well before this ever hit headlines. Probably like a year ago they probably knew about this. Yeah. So we'll see. It looks like Niantic is on the way out.
Very similar thing with China and how China does with their movies. How they
Their movies,
put a lot of
100%.
movies that the U.S. like and make
Well, they
money.
fund them.
Yeah, they fund
That's
them.
the other
Completely
thing.
fund
They
them.
put the money up front so they can kind of, I don't want to say control the narrative, because honestly, I think we maybe put way too much emphasis on this. But in certain situations, we do know that they do add some censorship to make their country and their people in a positive light.
Yes. Red Dawn is a very infamous moment of that. The remake of Red Dawn, where they changed all the flags and stuff. I think they did it in the Fast and Furious movie too, something like that.
They did. Yep.
I don't play Pokemon Go anymore, but it's kind of like, I guess, I don't know. It's a moneymaker, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah. You got to think, in addition to like the game, right? There is the game itself, but it's also the data, like the user data, like what they're doing. You're probably getting data from their phones, getting it from their locations, and other things they're doing. That's marketing data. That's why it's in the billion. It's not so much the game. It's
True.
more the other stuff.
Yeah, true.
So more positive news. HAL Laboratory, the famous development studio house behind Kirby, the original Smash Brothers, and Earthbound, a boatload of other games, turns 45 this week. Happy birthday on February 21st, 1980. HAL
It's old.
Laboratory.
It's been around for as long as most of them, if not longer.
Yeah. All right, some headlines. Hello Kitty Island Adventure tops the Switch eShop charts for February. The deluxe edition charted at 7, so it owns spots 1 and 7 on the shop. That's pretty good. A Lego Nintendo Game Boy is reportedly set to arrive October 1st for $60, according to an infamous Lego leaker.
That is significantly less than the
price.
NES
The
one cost.
NES. Yeah, I think everybody was like, only $60.
Yeah.
That's a good price.
Are you getting one, Delvin?
I might.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things I get and I never put together. Like, I'm gonna put it together. Like, nah, I'm not gonna put it together.
I wonder if they're gonna. I don't think so, because we've seen like the Zelda and the NES. They do try to make like a little buzz out of this, but they're not really I guess what I'm trying to say. Do you think they're gonna roll this out with any other sort of maybe cross promotion, like any sort of extra GameCube games or anything like that, or is it just we have a Lego product?
Probably we have a
that's
Lego
what I was
product.
thinking.
Yeah, they never did before. I still want the Super Nintendo Lego set.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist, but I
I
want
would.
it.
Oh. I thought they made that. They didn't make that.
Not yet.
Just the NES.
NES, the Atari, they have other things like
The
that.
NES is the one that came with the TV, right? And you could change, like you could roll it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got you. GameStop is no longer taking pre-orders on Pokemon the card game and will implement purchase limits.
Good.
You might as well just said GameStop is no longer taking pre-orders in general because they're fucking dying.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but the Pokemon TCG is crazy. I'm not into
This
it,
is-
but I have 2 friends in one of my group chats that like always talk about it, and they're like dying. They can't get any of them.
I think this is wonderful news. Remember, I shared that GameStop experience that I had a few weeks ago when my GameStop closed, and that guy I ran into.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this guy does is he goes to GameStop and pre-orders everything before it comes out. He buys as much of it as he can so other people can have it so he can scalp it. So
Yeah, that's
I'm all
wrong.
for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Shut that shit down. Screw
Fuck
those
that
card
guy.
bros. 100%. Pokemon Company has confirmed Pokemon Day. We'll have a Pokemon Presents presentation next Thursday I didn't write down the time, but it's Thursday the 27th.
It's 9 a.m. for us.
9 a.m. So please
Eastern.
be hyped. We have several questions about it, so we don't have to get into that now. Nintendo has decided to make a new Taiwan subsidiary. So Nintendo Taiwan, which they used to have, and then they closed it down, and now they've brought it back.
Okay.
So they'll have a new subsidiary doing business directly in Taiwan. Delvin, get hyped.
I'm hyped. Let's go.
Alarmo is available at Best Buy. You could just walk in and get one.
It's time for me to go to Best Buy, baby.
It's on the shelf.
Just go in there so I can be awoken by Donkey Kong in the morning every morning now.
I haven't walked into Best Buy in like a couple years. It's been a while. It's been a long time.
I used to go all the time. Now it's like, I don't need to go to Best Buy. I think once they got rid of like the movies, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I don't need to go here anymore.
They got rid of like all the software. Now they're like, we sell
Yeah.
TVs and refrigerators. Like, I'm
Like, I don't
good.
need- now you're Circuit City. I don't
And
go to Circuit City.
phones, TVs, and refrigerators. That's like all they sell.
Yeah.
Speakers, car speakers. They still do that. NetEase. This is just kind of coming out now. Last couple days. NetEase plans to cut all game studios from their non-Chinese development houses and projects. They're actively shopping the studios or projects or looking to cut them. Just a reminder, they own Grasshopper and Quantic Dream and like 15 other studios. Lots of
Whoa.
mobile development, lots of support studios, lots of studios that help like Gears of War and EA and Take-Two and different stuff like that. This is kind of, I know a lot of people don't, they hear Quantic Dream and Grasshopper and they probably don't think this is a big deal.
Oh, it's a big
NetEase has been buying up studios for like 5 years. They own a lot of people. And if they start cutting all these things, if they actually just start cutting studios, thousands of people could lose their jobs.
Quantic Dream's supposed to be working on the Star Wars game.
Yeah.
That's like a big deal.
Yes.
so like, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
And obviously Grasshopper is very near and dear and close to my heart. I would hope if it came to it. One, I'm hoping that Grasshopper isn't included in this. But two, if it came to it, I would hope that somebody would buy Grasshopper. That's Suda51's studio. It's the No More Heroes studio, stuff like that. I would hope somebody would value them to save them.
I would hope so too. I hope somebody buys both of those studios. Seems like they'll be great fits for any company. Like Xbox probably can get Grasshopper, and
What does
Oh,
Quantic
that
Dream
would be
make?
crazy. Oh, like Heavy Rain,
Heavy Rain.
Detroit Become
Yeah.
Human.
Oh.
a lot of those
Yeah.
narrative-based games. Like I said, they're making a Star Wars game right now.
They're great. I know they have their own issues. Like
Yes.
we've talked about that over the years,
Their like creator's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
but their products
Very good.
are great. And that's more than just him. That's a whole team of people.
Yes.
So they just published, what was that game that I played? That the underwater game. Remember that was a Quantic Dream published game?
Still Wakes the Deep. I think it's
No,
called.
it's the
Is that
other
one?
one. The other. Hang on, I'll look it up.
Look it up right now. But Quantic Dreams is a good studio.
Beyond Two Souls. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Under the Waves,
There you go.
which I liked a lot. Was that your Dust game? Wasn't that the game too?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it was a Quantic Dream published game. So yeah, I mean that's a big deal. Big deal. We'll see how that goes. Right now, it's kind of all just speculation. It's like reports that have come out. But man, it doesn't seem good.
Quantic Dreams seems like a
Ru-
good studio for Sony to pick up.
You're just trying to get everybody to go to the
No.
powerhouses.
I say that
You're
because
like Xbox, PlayStation, eat.
Sony has worked with them for like a long time.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll put
they
them on
gave
another
only-
live service game that they'll cancel, and then they'll shut them down too.
Probably so.
Delvin, we need these studios to go to better places than both of those places.
Yes,
okay.
agreed.
Well, we don't have too many more places left on it.
Okay, no, we do.
Just,
We do. There's Bandai, right? There's Atlas. There's Sega. Like think third party, man. Think third party.
Bandai's been going other places too.
Monopoly's bad.
Well,
I
we
just
don't
need somebody. I need a rich person, a rich benefactor to just give Suda a bunch of money. That's it. We don't even need anybody to buy them. Just give them some money.
I'm not trusting a lot of these rich benefactors as of late.
Capcom?
They have let us down.
Marvelous could reacquire. Like
Marvelous
come
is
on.
good. I like Marvelous.
There's other things. There's other things that would be Xbox. Listen, the last time Xbox had a Japanese studio, it didn't go well.
Look here. The famous third-party developer, Xbox.
Take Two.
Could do it. Oh, Take
Uh-huh.
Two. I like Take Two.
Yeah.
I like Take Two.
What about the who is that? Who ended up picking up the oh hell, I completely forgot everything. Who's the PUBG creator?
Oh, that's what is the name?
Not
Tencent?
Tencent.
Is it
Not
Tencent?
Tencent. I don't think it's Tencent.
Crafton?
Crafton. Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go, Crafton.
Yeah. Crafton. They could pick them up. That would fit.
Someone,
So
please.
better than
Bye.
Callisto Protocol.
Ugh.
Crafton is who picked up Tango and saved
Oh.
the little rhythm game. So,
Yeah, I would rather that happen.
I'd rather that than Xbox.
Well, at least you know Xbox not
Agreed.
going anywhere.
Yeah, but the
Well, no,
studios
they're
may
not going anywhere,
Right.
but they get rid of the studio. So
Well, they'll be
Grasshopper will
That's
be
what
no
happened
more.
to Tango. Yeah,
They'll be
like I don't want Grasshopper to be tangoed.
That's
Absolutely
like
not.
every little studio they pick up.
Yeah.
it's just-
No. Leave that alone. All right. Some rumors. Billabokun says on X that Nintendo is preparing the Super Mario Bros. Wonder themed Nintendo Switch bundle. That has been confirmed. It's leaked out. I don't think it's leaked. It's out now. Like you can pre-order it. This is like their Mario Day celebration. So they have a new OLED bundle. It's $350. It comes with Mario Wonder as a digital packet. I think this is their first bundle that includes like a free game. Right, the other bundles that we've had, right, the game is extra. It's not $350. It's like $400. I
I
think.
think so.
Yeah, I think. So,
And this
yeah,
is a
that's
good one to bundle with it too, instead of just another
yeah.
Mario Kart
Mario
bundle.
Kart, 100%. Yeah, my read on this is likely. I would imagine this is their plan to maybe cut down on OLED stock before the Switch 2.
So this isn't a Mario Wonder themed Switch. This is just a bundle.
It's a regular
Yeah,
OLED
okay.
with Mario Wonder packed in. Yeah. That'd be my guess. And I would imagine that this will probably get some discount during the holidays and whatnot too. So, Rebecca, Activision's Tony Hawk has a video game website with a countdown timer to March 4th.
The countdown is that they are going to reveal that they are erasing all of the Tony Hawk games from your console drives and never making another one again.
Wow, that is bleak and dark. Why would you say that?
Because then anything else will be a pleasant surprise.
Oh, it's going to be a remaster of Tony Hawk 3 and 4 to go with your Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And that's awesome because Tony Hawk 3 is like amazing. So I'm very excited.
You don't think they're going to announce a new one?
AI now. I don't think it's a new one. I know. I think it's a remaster.
Yeah.
It'd be
That's a
cool if
safe
it's a
bet.
new one. I think it could be like maybe there's a nod to a future something. But remember, the team that did Tony Hawk 1 and 2, chat, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think is Vicarious Visions, and I think they got completely sucked into like Blizzard, like Diablo. And now that I say that, I'm now remembering, I think somebody pointed out that I think Iron Galaxy is working on this. So like, yeah, I think Xbox or Activision found a different support studio to help them. That's why I think it's a remaster.
Can I say something about Tony Hawk?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, it's not directly about Tony Hawk, but his son Riley Hawk. He married Kurt Cobain's daughter, Frances
wow.
Cobain,
Okay.
and they
Did
just
not
had
know
a
that.
baby together. Imagine being the child, the grandson of Kurt
Tony
Cobain
Hawk.
and Tony
Right.
Hawk.
That's pretty
It's good.
amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
That's pretty great. That is the most 90s baby of 90s babies.
The son is named Ronan Walker Cobain Hawk.
Ronan Cobain Hawk.
It's a good name.
Like this child has such a legacy to live up to.
This child doesn't have to live up to anything. This child just gets to sit back and have an awesome life.
Yeah.
This child hit the lottery.
He was just
This is
born
what
in
this
September.
child did.
I love Francis Cobain, and Riley Hawk's pretty cool. So very
Cool.
cool family.
Little Hawk's a good name.
Yeah, the chosen one. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, does Tony Hawk 3 and 4 come to Switch like the first one did?
Yeah.
Or is that a Switch 2 game?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
We'll see.
It might be a Switch 2 game. I don't know how
I think so.
Tony
Yeah,
Hawk
Tony
4
Hawk
runs.
4 is like open world game. That
Yeah.
may not be switchable. Like
Switchable.
I'm sure it is, like by bad Switch port standards, but like the one you want may not be switchable.
I think they're gonna say it's coming to it's coming to the Switch, and then it doesn't, and it just comes
Then
to the
bait and
Switch
switch.
too.
They're like,
Yeah.
never mind. Forget
Psych.
that. We said that? We didn't say that.
Who said that?
We
Not
didn't
me.
say that.
They'll like
Not
commit to
us.
both, but then like silently only release it on Switch like
Switch
a year
systems.
after.
Yes.
Coming to PS5, Xbox Series
The
X, and
Switch
Switch
family of
systems.
It's
systems.
coming to a Switch.
It's coming to Switch something. It just says it's just a Nintendo logo.
Yeah.
It's coming to Nintendo.
Yes.
XBS says that Riley Hawk is playable in the last remaster.
Yes.
Does that mean the next new Tony Hawk game will have little baby Ronin like jamming out on the guitar and skateboarding at the same time?
I think we should just be able to skateboard as Ronin. I want baby skateboard.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's a
Kick
But,
flipping
like-
as a baby.
But, like with a guitar in hand.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ronin's
well,
a
Yard
badass
does make
name.
a good point.
Yeah. Well,
It
let's
does
just
mean
forget
that
about
Courtney
that part.
Love is your grandma.
It's okay. Forget about that
Yeah.
part.
A lot of people have a crazy grandma. I get it.
Frances turned out great despite her being the only one raising her.
And that's it, Rebecca. That's it for the news. A lot of questions this week.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a question before we get into listener questions?
No.
You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The little guy in our left corner, is that a sledge bro? Sledge, not a hammer bro, but a sledge bro? Is that what he's called?
I have no fucking idea. I don't remember. I don't know
thought
the
it was called a
name of
Hammer
all
Bro.
the Mario characters.
I don't know. I asked my friend and he said it's called sledge bro. Anyway,
Yeah.
is
Sledge bro.
his sprite, is that a little snot coming out of his nose? Is that what that is? Like a little booger?
I don't
Either
think so.
that-
But maybe he has
Yeah.
allergies.
You'd
He's
have to see
cute.
that.
I like him. I like when the little characters have like the little
I
booger
love this
coming out.
background. I've had this
Like-
background on my computer forever.
Like, do you notice that Nintendo does a lot of that? Like Daisy May in Animal Crossing has a little snot booger. The little booger kid in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Cub
Yes.
Chew has like the little booger coming out of his nose.
I thought about playing Wind Waker GameCube version.
Ooh.
Just kick it old school over here. I love the little.
Just to
I
feel
pull up my
something.
little chair and yeah, like just like I
Yeah.
did back in the day.
I'm
I-
looking at the picture
would
of
have
Sledge
to-
Bro, and that looks like it's definitely a snot bubble.
Mhm.
That's so cute.
That
I
background
like
is,
that for him.
That background is Mario Maker background. They had like all the pixel stuff all updated and like super sharp. And I've used that on Shaq for ever, 10 years. We've had
I
this.
appreciate that snot is like cute in cartoon characters, but not like actual humans. It's very
Yeah.
disgusting. It's very
Yeah.
disgusting.
If there was a big snot coming down from your nose. Oh my gosh, wait, the actual like not in-game art, but like the official artwork of him that Hyrule just linked is so cute.
That might have been what I was looking at. Yeah, that's what I was
He's
looking
my new favorite character. Sludge Bro.
at.
My new
Sludge Bro.
favorite Mario character. I want him in the next Mario Kart. Okay, questions that are better than the one I just asked. Starting
Probably
with
not.
We'll see.
starting with TJ,
see.
and here's an easy one. He says, "What do you think we'll see from Pokemon Day? What would you like to see the most?"
Well,
Guys, people are
Pokemon Day.
already talking about Gen 5 remakes.
yeah, y'all need.
I
to
think it's
calm-
way too soon.
y'all need to calm yourselves. I think
You're supposed to beg for it for at least 5 or 6 years before it actually happens.
it's gonna be like Legends ZA. Like that has to be there, right? They announced it a
Yes.
year ago. Like they've got it. So
Zah.
that's the game. That's the game they're gonna talk about. Legends ZA. Outside of that, I think you expect a lot of
An update to Cafe Remix, An
I was
update
thinking
to
even less than that.
Legends or to Masters X, an update to the Pokemon Unite MMO.
Maybe
Detective
Unite.
Pikachu 2.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking much lower. I'm thinking you're going to update to like a new cartoon on YouTube, a new.
You're definitely getting that.
Oh, that already leaked.
Yeah.
That already
Okay.
leaked. That's
So
gonna
I'm
happen.
thinking like multimedia stuff, like maybe like a new plushie for 20 minutes or something like that, you know. And they're talking about the game. My gaming expectations are at like an all-time low.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we-
we're gonna get anything besides ZA as far as gaming and like updates to the mobile games.
See, I instead of the updates to the mobile games, which you're probably right, they do those often. I'm thinking one new mobile game. They launched one new mobile game. There's a new Pokemon something on mobile.
Pokemon Chef Buddy, and it's like stores your recipes and has Pikachu like
I need Pokemon to get in on this roguelite, vampire hunter like craze and give me like a Pokemon version of that.
they would never do something that good. It's gonna be Pokemon like Toilet Buddy, and that's your
Whoa.
best.
I need Pokemon Among Us.
That's a good idea. Just playing as Pokemon characters, cutting off each other's
I think they
heads.
should just announce Pokemon Pal World. They just clone it. Like Pal World's like, we've cloned you, and Pokemon's like, hold my beer. Like they just do the same thing. Pikachu kicks out with a shotgun. And he's like, let's get this. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
I'd be all in for that.
I would
Pokemon
love.
GPS.
What
Like
would
it's
I
gonna
would
be
lo-
some stupid life app.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's sad.
You now can sleep with Pikachu.
They already have
Wow.
Pokemon
Whoa.
Sleep.
Whoa.
Yeah, literally.
No. But Delvin said you could sleep with Pikachu. It's different.
Yeah.
I would
Pika.
love, and this is like low expectation because obviously I'm not going to say what I would love because we would all love it and we know it's not going to happen. What I would love that I think is within the vein of possibility, I would love to get a new little cheap Pokemon spin-off title on Switch. Like the Pokemon Cafe, like the Pokemon, what was the one? Quest. I liked Pokemon Quest a lot.
That'd be
Something like that.
Battles.
Do something like that that's fun. Get away from the fucking puzzle games. It's enough of those. Just do something like that. I think that would be fun.
cool. I agree.
I think that it could happen. I think this is going to be a small one. I think Za's going to be the focus.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, what would I like to see most? I would love Let's Go Johto. That's still what I want.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That's my only wish ever.
In life,
Kyle's just making up Pokemon games as other games, and I don't mind it. He's got Pokemon Golf. He's got paper Pokemon. That'd be
Those are
amazing.
two good ideas. That's like
Paper Pokemon would be incredible.
yeah, that's a great idea.
it's too good. It's not going to happen.
I want
It's too great of an idea.
2D Pokemon. I want NSO Pokemon. Like all the things I want, none of it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
None
We're
of
not getting a remake. We're not getting a new game. We're not getting the games on NSO.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting a 2D HD Pokemon game. We're not getting a good, awesome, big, expensive spin-off title. None of the things we want them to do are happening. We're going to get a plushie, and we're going to love it.
Here, Kyle the Pug's question is very, very similar. If you could create your own Pokemon Presents Direct, what major announcements would you want to give the people watching it? Yeah, I
First
think
and
we would
foremost, fuck you, Catapug.
Nice.
Yes.
put the stuff on NSO, give us an HD 2D remake of the first 3 games.
Then
I
if
think the
had to.
Pokemon stuff will come to NSO, and I think it'll come on Switch 2 behind a price increase.
Yeah.
And here's what I would love. You guys hear me out.
Okay.
What if the Pokemon NSO app gets its own app?
That's
Instead
fine.
of putting all the Pokemon games in like the Game Boy app and the Super Nintendo app and all, you just have a Pokemon app. Like that's the expansion.
Yeah.
That's the new expansion pack. It's just Pokemon.
And they could even put home compatibility in with it.
Oh yeah. And you could even have like all the spin-off titles and the card game, like all that, but it's just a Pokemon. This is the virtual Pokemon app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would
Also-
be dope.
A Pokemon Switch 2 console. Here you go.
Oh, that's you're in 2029,
Yeah, this is
2028 land.
This is dream.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
You're in 2027. 2027, we're gonna Pokemon console.
Here's your.
Do you think
Pokemon Switch
2026? Is it year 2? Do you think we get a brand new Pokemon game?
Mhm.
I would think so.
So 2026 then.
Mhm.
Okay. I
That
can
could
see
work.
it.
Yeah, I think this year is.
I'm thinking
Za.
2027.
This year is Legend Za, and next year is Gen 10.
Do we get a release date for Za?
Yes.
Ooh, let me ask you this. Do they say Switch 2 at all in this present?
No.
Do they acknowledge another system?
No.
I don't think so either.
But I think it
Doesn't
will be.
just-
I think it'll be on both.
I think
Doesn't
people are like hoping to get, like they're not going to say Switch 2 at all.
Mm-mm.
They're always like lagging behind. They're not like they're not like day 1 Switch 2. They're always like we're still in last gen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes a while.
I do think they're developing Gen 10 for the Switch 2, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would agree with that. But
And then Gen 5 remakes 27.
wow, Ryan says Garrett literally made the same pitch for a Pokemon app yesterday.
See,
What
Hey.
would
Hey.
that be on?
Yeah.
Garrett's still part of the show in spirit. He still has
Mhm.
the synergy with us. Rest in peace, Garrett, wherever you're at.
He was
He was in here earlier in chat.
He was
No, he
trained
wasn't.
well.
Garrett wasn't here. Never saw him.
Was he?
R.I.P. Garrett, my friend, wherever you
I
may
thought
be
he
at
was.
in life. We
He
miss
was.
you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
if
he
he
wasn't.
exists on a different show, like
Yeah.
nobody knows what that is.
Yeah.
It's
He's
just
dead to
lost to
us.
the ether. Nobody knows where that is.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Jay asks us, Nintendo is going to double the cost of NSO. What would make you most accepting of the price hike? Streaming a limited amount of GameCube games, WWF No Mercy with the current roster.
Streaming. Wait a minute. Whoa, he said streaming.
Yes.
Fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Pokemon Red and Blue, or no edition except Beetle Adventure Racing. Ooh, I would not go I mean, it would have to be more than just Beetle Adventure Racing because
None
I
of
can
this.
go play it right now.
I'm not paying
See that?
double for NSO if you added all of that. Like one of them, like absolutely. Wait, you said streaming games, No Mercy, which I have over there, Pokemon Red and Blue, which I can play on N64, and you're like double NSO. I'd be like, go double fuck yourself. I'm not
I
paying for that.
would do that if it also counted for the family plan because I pay $10 right now for my family plan a year.
I'd have to find a family plan because I'm not in one, and I couldn't afford it
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
That'd be $100 a year. So you could stream GameCube game? Excuse me? Are you
Yeah.
out of your mind?
So then what would it take for you
to
to
double the
double
price?
the cost? What would you need?
A lot to double it.
Okay,
like
well,
we're not,
tell me.
We're
tell
not going to try to go up like $20. Y'all are trying to double it. Dear Lord!
Tell me
Stream
what you would
Switch
need.
One
For
game.
double, I need the Pokemon app. I need.
Wait,
a
that's not
GameCube app.
$100 a year, is it? What's
I
the
think.
35?
I think
It's 35. So 35 plus
but
2
with
is-
the expansion pack though. Right?
isn't
It's
the
like
expansion
s-
pack 35?
It's like $50 or $60.
think it's
Hold
50,
on.
ain't it?
No,
I think it's 50.
not.
I think I'm paying $50 a year. I think it's $49.99. Switch Online plus
I
expansion pack.
think you might be wrong.
I think you're about to stand corrected.
Oh shit! It is $50 a
There
year.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, Rebecca.
Kinda
I feel
puts
pretty
things in
confident on
perspective,
this
huh?
one.
Yeah.
I pay $10 because we split it between 8 people, so it's $80 for the family pack,
Yeah.
and there's 8 of us, so $10 a year.
Yeah, so
That's a
if
lot.
you-
So 100. Wow.
If you wanted to get me to pay $100 a year, here's what I need. I need the Pokemon app added to NSO. I need the GameCube app added to NSO with a shit ton of games. I need the Dreamcast app added to NSO.
Okay.
I need select Nintendo indie titles to be launching into NSO day and date. If you give me all of those, I might consider paying you $100.
That, and I would also, if not the indie games, because I feel like that would be asking a lot. But instead of that,
No,
I would expect
$100.
all first party DLC to be available to
Okay.
me day one.
I'll allow you to swap that out. That's fair.
because they already have stuff like the booster course pass for Mario Kart and Animal
Yeah.
Crossing DLC, Splatoon,
Yeah,
Octo
that's better.
expansion. They have those 3, but
We
I
get
would
all
expect
DLC for free.
I must have the Zelda DLC. I must have Splatoon 3 DLC. I must have all
100%.
of the other first party ones.
Yep.
Day one.
Yep.
Because that would make it worth it to me.
Yeah, then I would do $100. But that's a lot,
Mhm.
No.
and I don't think we're getting Dreamcast.
I need them to ship me a Alarmo, and every morning Miyamoto fucking voice wakes me up with the system. No, absolutely not. I'm leaving here with something. Paying $100 a year. No.
That's good.
Yeah. He said
We-
he said stream GameCube.
Yeah, we have higher
GameCube.
expectations, Jay.
I'd be so damn pissed if they were like, you can stream any GameCube. I'd be so mad.
If
I'd be
my
so mad.
if it continued with the family pack and I could pay $20 a month instead of $10
Of course you would. Yeah.
then I would do it for a lot less.
They do that. They're going to cut down on that family plan. They're like, your family plan now consists of 4. They're like, they let you have 18 people in the family
Right?
plan.
Yeah, right.
I would say I need a new family plan, but I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but last year Nintendo shot me a promo where I got like a year of NSO for free if I resubscribed. So like I'm subscribed through NSO to like 27 or 28 or something. It was insane. So I hadn't really seen them do anything like that. It was like the special promotion they were running on the website. It's like buy one get one free essentially. And I was like, okay, that's pretty sweet. So I'm good for a little bit. I'm interested to see what they do with NSO because I do think the price is going to go up. Yep.
Yeah, I think it will too.
Yep. It will.
Now
They
the
don't
good
even
thing
have to
is-
add anything and they'll raise the price, and just because people want to play online, they'll buy
Yep.
it.
The good thing is that we all know that. So, and they've already said NSO transfers to Switch 2. So you have the ability to prepare should you choose.
Right.
So,
I do think it will continue to be competitive with the other console online
I agree.
prices, though. Like XPS just said, PS Plus Premium is $150 a year. Like,
I think the thing that makes the most sense is I do think they'll go to GameCube. We already see that they have a GameCube emulator. We've already seen it. We know that.
Yes.
I think they'll do DS and GameCube games and they'll add another $20 to it. I think is probably what we're looking at. And I think
Pretty
that's
much.
totally fine. Honestly, the thing that I'm most interested in, as we're talking about Wii stuff shooting up and kids coming in, like, what if they do Wii support? That could be really fun.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, I
But
think
the
that'll be
question
down the
is-
road for the Switch too.
do they want to remake that stuff? That's always the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
They've
they
kind
do.
of gone through a lot of the GameCube stuff already. I know there's things here and there that people want, but like they have kind of remastered or brought back a lot of the GameCube stuff.
That is true, and that's why I've been saying no GameCube going to be added anytime soon. But I feel like when they're going into the Switch 2, like it'll have been long enough that like they might not be getting a whole lot of new sales from those, but
Yeah.
they can
I think
get
it's time to add 'em
people.
now.
Yeah, and they'll probably do
Well-
the same thing for the Wii. They'll remake some of those, and then later down the road, when we're all done buying it, add it.
I
to
think for Switch 2,
NSO.
I think the remakes are going to come from the Wii and the 3DS.
Mhm.
That's where the remakes are coming from. Because I think they've literally remade everything out they can get out of the Wii U. They've done that whole thing. They've
Mhm.
done a lot of the GameCube, and the stuff that's left. Could they remake it? Yes. Would people buy it? Yes. But would a lot of people buy it? I kind of think no. A lot of the stuff that's left on GameCube is like marginal niche stuff. Star Fox Adventures, Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness,
Yeah, it's stuff like
Kirby
one.
Air Ride.
that. The big stuff that they could sell like a lot of at $60. They've done those.
And they don't seem interested in doing Double Dash.
Yeah.
Why would
I
they,
don't-
I
yeah, no.
guess?
Yeah, I don't think they don't want a Mario Kart to compete with their own Mario Kart.
Right.
So
When are they giving us Echoes?
But they could throw-
Prime
they could throw-
Echoes.
they could throw Double Dash into a GameCube app for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because that's recurring money.
Metroid Prime Echoes.
But I would think Yeah, Metroid and Sunshine and all that shit. They'll throw in a GameCube app. Maybe some DS stuff, and they raise the price $20-$30. Call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more third-party stuff. Right, like they did the Sega Genesis. I would like to see more of that. Dreamcast, maybe some of these weird shit consoles I've never heard of.
TurboGrafx,
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like throw some more of
That'd be
that
cool.
stuff in there.
Commodore.
Get like an Atari app going. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Robbie wants to know, how long do you think Nintendo will support the Switch after the Switch 2's release?
2 years.
Oh, that's longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
probably.
really?
Hmm.
You don't think so?
I think it'll be about a year, and then they'll stop putting out games on the Switch.
Here's my question: how long did they support 3DS for after the Switch launch?
I feel like
I think
that's a
it was
different
it was like
scenario.
a
That's a
while.
different scenario.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think cross-gen games are going. I don't think every game is going to be cross-gen. I think the Switch has so many people that I think they will have a handful of Switch games for 2 years. Like 3 or 4 games coming to Switch for like 2 years.
When was the last first-party 3DS game
The
released?
WarioWare Gold.
WarioWare Gold in 2018.
Yeah.
So I think we'll definitely see third-party stuff. Yeah, other companies, small
Yeah,
games.
third party for a while, but I think
For
Nintendo's
sure.
probably going to have a game or two for Switch for a while. There's just so many of them. It's just so many people to leave behind. So I think they're still gonna and you know, their games can flex. You know, the Nintendo games. I'm not saying like the new Zelda or the new Mario game, but like, you know, they're little filler titles and stuff. The Detective Pikachu's and the Kirby's and stuff like that. I think they're gonna probably still find their way to Switch eventually. I wonder if they could ever get in. Like, would they ever do like timed releases? I don't know about that. Like, could they come to Switch 2 first and then come later?
I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think so either. But I'm thinking 2 years. I think a couple years. It's just kind of the way the industry is now. Look at how long PlayStation and Xbox have supported their last gen consoles. Like, the money to be made on the install base is so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
I think Switch 2 will have exclusive software. Like, it's going to have its stuff.
Oh
to
yeah,
push.
yeah.
But I think they'll also have, you know, the B and C tier titles. I think will show up on both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopplegame wants our thoughts on the Switch 2 mouse. He asks, what games do you want to play with the Switch 2 mouse? I think we
Switch
said
7.
Mario
last year like Mario Maker. Yeah.
Ooh, let me read you something. Something I shared on our Discord. I sent it to our buddy Kevin because this was a Kevin game.
The Civ games work really good on that Switch too, with the mouse still in it. Yeah.
If I can find it.
Games like that probably work really well. Of course, Mario Paint, Mario Maker.
Yeah, I took this from Reddit. It says,
I want
quote,
Splatoon.
"Wow, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons might let you use one as a mouse. This will be great for first-person shooters as baby shit. Who cares? Atlas, I'm speaking directly into your ears right now. This is your one chance to bring back Trauma Center. Do not fuck this up."
Mm.
Ah, there you go.
That's a great post.
I think any kind, like, I would like to try it with Splatoon because I know that like first person and third person shooting games with a mouse, like people go nuts.
Dude,
It's like
we are
you
about
will
to
not
get
be able to
worked in
compete.
Splatoon.
Yeah, you will not be able to compete if you don't do it. So I think
We're about to
Splatoon
get
would
worked
be-
in Splatoon in a way we've never worked before. Like,
What if they did it for Metroid Prime 4 as an
be
option?
great.
Not mandatory, I hope.
yeah, and the blaster, the arm makes a lot of sense. That would be super fun.
And then I'm sure there will be some kind of WarioWare game where that's like the gimmick.
Mario
What about-
Party.
All the old stylus only games that they had for 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You could
3DS
use the mouse
remakes.
for.
I was thinking that like 2DS stuff. Like I could see a lot of that stuff coming.
Rhythm
around.
Heaven.
Yep. For me, it's Mario Maker. Mario Maker or bust. Like I want creation games, not shooters. I'm kind of with that. I don't think I'm going to be using this whole lot for shooters.
Probably not.
Yeah, you have to be like really, 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 really skilled, I think.
And
to
if I
keep-
start
to
playing shooters
keep
where
up.
everything feels like that, then I'll probably stop playing shooters. Like I'm not doing all that. Honestly, it just feels. I can't imagine wanting to do that frequently. Sitting down, taking the Joy-Con off, having like a table next to me, like it's something I'll do when I want to do it, but it's not something I'm gonna be doing so often, like a daily occurrence. That's why I think Mario Maker.
I mean,
That's
I
something
sit
I'm
on the
gonna create
couch. I lay in the bed. Like,
Fire Emblem is really good.
yeah.
Like being able to like control units and stuff, maybe multi-select and do that stuff. Like RTS games, that's the time where I would like find a way to go out of my way to do it.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes it so good for Mario Maker, because like you can kind of select multiple drag kind of things.
Yes, Mario Maker would be great. Minecraft would be great. Dragon Quest Heroes would be great. But yeah, Mario Maker is the one for me. Like the idea of, because like when I play Mario Maker, that's kind of how I play it. I'm either I want to build something or I'm playing it, but I'm rarely doing both. Like I'm kind of in either mode, right? So I would kind of sit down, take the Joy-Con off. Like now I'm going to play this. I'm going to build something. I'm going to create,
Danny asks, are Switch 2 cartridges going to taste different from the Switch 1 cartridges?
Yes.
So I put in the second one. I'm going to do an homage because I've done this before, but I may just start making this more of a thing. If we ran Nintendo in honor of Bobby Pauls, how would we flavor Switch cartridges? Because I've got an idea.
What's your idea?
I want a Skittle Switch cartridges. I want them different
wait,
colors
you
and
know-
they taste differently.
You know that they made the Switch taste bitter so
I know.
that
Fuck it,
babies
we're gonna kill
and
kids.
dogs
Like-
would not
Yes.
eat them.
I just think it's funnier to do it the opposite way.
Can they also be scented? I would like a strawberry scented Switch cartridge.
Yeah, I would imagine flavor could come with a scent.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of like, what if the cartridges were different colors?
I want different colored cartridges.
What if there was like a pink cartridge and a red like what if the
Yes.
cartridge could like match the game or the franchise?
Yes, that's how it used to be for
Isn't
Game Boy
that awesome?
Color.
Like what if the Zelda cartridges were gold?
yes.
Cool.
Game
Fucking
Boy
A.
games like Pokemon Blue, the cartridge was blue. Red, the cartridge was red. Yellow, the cartridge was yellow. Gold, silver, crystal. You know what
Correct.
the crystal cartridge looks like? It's literally crystal.
Correct.
Ugh.
So this when I saw the question, I thought of that spin. Like I wanted, and I understand if we made them taste good that like somebody would choke on it. I understand. I'm not advocating to kill kids. I also think, I don't know, maybe don't be so dumb to swallow the cartridge. But yeah, like it would be interesting. Like, could you imagine like like a Switch game stops working because people have been sucking on it?
That would be funny.
Could you imagine buying
Water
a used
damage.
game?
Ah! Ew.
Like, have you ever thought of that now? Have you ever bought a used Switch game and thought, I wonder if this has been in someone's mouth?
I have never thought that.
But
Now
you
we
know
do.
people, like YouTube it, a lot of people have put a Switch game in their mouth. A lot.
Once in 2017.
But there's a lot of games that have touched tongue is what I'm saying.
Yes.
There are a lot of cartridges in this world that have touched tongue.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Have you ever disinfected your used cartridge?
no, but there's likely
Uh-oh.
not
You probably should.
bacteria on it.
You have
after
probably
a certain amount of
touched
time.
Cartridge that's touched a tongue.
Okay, but that's there's not still bacteria on it.
I like Rebecca. She's like, I'm down.
Yeah.
I love it.
The bacteria doesn't stay there forever; it dies.
Sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Depends on the bacteria.
What do you mean? It's on a plastic cartridge. It's not going to stay there.
It'll be there. Just waiting for you. Waiting.
I do think they'll taste bad. To answer
Yeah.
Robin's question,
Jalapeno.
I think they'll keep that same. Do all the games still have that same coating, or was that just like an early Switch thing?
I think they
You want
still
me to
have it.
find out?
Yeah, go ahead and taste one, Rebecca.
You know
Oh,
what I
like
would
a
like
new
to
one?
find out?
Yes.
I would like to find out, has anybody ever actually choked on a Switch cartridge?
We can Google this.
Like, has that actually happened?
I'm checking now. Let's see if any news stories.
Because like it became such a thing. It's honestly by them flavoring the cartridge, it made more people put them in their mouth. Than
That is
not.
correct.
Like had they never done that, I don't think this would be a thing. But
I don't
because they
either.
did it, we were all like, it's a choking hazard. But I've never heard of anybody actually choking on a Switch cartridge.
None of my games are in their cases. I have to like look.
Rebecca's about to do this live.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Is that new enough?
That's a new one. Yeah, that's this
That's
year
new enough. Let's
or
see.
last year.
What part do I lick? This part?
I
Put the
don't
whole
know.
thing in.
I don't lick.
Bottoms up. Do it real seductively.
It's still bitter.
Oh, okay. I was like, we're about to film a GoDaddy commercial.
Eh.
Becca's just like,
It's bitter. It's gross.
so they're still doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, Skittles would be better. If that thing tasted like a grape Skittle, man. Metroid Prime, purple cartridge, grape
Ooh,
grape
the
cartridge.
aftertaste is gross. So who wants to buy my copy of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door?
Oh, we about
Hey, don't
to
say
sell
that.
bitch for
Yeah, I was like, don't say that.
$100,000.
That shit's
We
about to
make
go
some
for
straight up
$400. Don't say that,
Yo.
Rebecca.
Listen, I'm buying a house. I need the money. I will lick all the
Oh,
Switch
no.
cartridges.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
We about to make some bread.
OnlyFans/Switch or Shack
Yeah.
/Nintendo Shack. We're about to
Oh my
fucking get
God.
some.
Ew, I still taste it. Ugh.
That wasn't a good idea.
Don't say that. You put the Switch cartridge between your toes and sell it.
No.
Yeah.
See, look, they already asked you. Will
far.
you sign it? See?
John, send me a message. We can make a deal.
ShackAfterDark.com.
Listen, I need enough for a down payment.
It's like, listen, I need these hardwood floors. Shit ain't cheap, y'all. I get it. Hey, I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you at all. Do your thing.
Do you think? Make the
No,
bread.
but like jokes aside, like regardless of how it tastes, I would love colored types of cartridges back.
100%.
Like
Yeah,
give
that's a great
me
idea.
Animal Crossing with like a pastel green. Give me the translucent atomic purple again. Like I know
could
they're
even
little,
have-
but come on.
You could even have them as like limited editions, like
Yeah.
for like special edition stuff. You could have them change colors, like you have
Yeah.
your base one and then the special edition one or stuff like that. It's a
Yeah,
great idea.
I would pay $10 more for certain games to
I think
be
like
cute.
if limited run is out there,
Yeah.
like this is an easy moneymaker.
I'm surprised Limited Run doesn't like already do that with some of
Yeah.
their cartridges.
Yeah, would make sense.
Like, is it because it's so little? Like, it wouldn't be that much.
I wonder if they're
plastic?
allowed to manufacture their own, or if Nintendo holds all manufacturing,
Yeah, I don't know.
because that might be the reason why. If
Maybe.
Nintendo is just doing all manufacturing cartridges.
Like,
but-
give me a red cartridge of the next Mario game.
Oh man, Mario Wonder on a red cartridge would be so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine we get Pokemon Gold remakes and Gold cartridge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for any Gold cartridge. Period. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I like it.
What about Splatoon? It's like neon green.
Yeah, I guess depending on whatever color scheme the next game is.
Yeah.
I wonder if they could even do like a marble
Oh,
type
no.
of,
Is it
like, you know how they do for
is it-
vinyls?
I was gonna say, is that their vanilla? What is that color they use in the game?
Oh yeah, white chocolate,
Mayonnaise?
white
Oh.
chocolate mayonnaise.
Paint splashes on it, probably.
That'd be cool.
It would be.
Yeah, speckled. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Jared asks, with all the Metroid attention and recent history, do you think Nintendo will ever remaster or remake Other M? I'd love if Switch 2 could one day have all the Metroid games on it, like Xenoblade and DK has on the Switch. That is like the one game that I would love to play. I know there's, people love to hate it. They hate to love it. But
I like Other M.
I want to play it.
It's okay.
Yeah. Be good to put it out again. Why not?
I think the biggest problem with Other M is that it's just not Prime, and that's not its
Yeah.
fault. Other M is fine. I've got nothing really against it.
I would probably like it better than Prime, is my guess.
I think if you did Other M, I mean, I guess then it's like, how much is it just like Dread? Because if you did like remake Other M and you just made it more of like a controller game that you could just play on a Switch, that'd be kind of fun.
Why not?
Then it's more like that.
Go for it.
It's a Wii game, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to. Well, they've
mix-
reworked like
It
Skyward
mixes
Sword.
the perspectives. That's the thing, is that it's like half side scroller, half first person thing.
Yeah.
So it mixes it.
Greg asks, what game will you play first on your analog 3D? Is that the analog
that's for
3D? Is
me.
that which console is that?
Ooh, that's the 64.
Oh, it is the 64. Okay, well, we're getting one too. Josh is getting one.
Nice. What are you playing first?
Ocarina of Time. Or Majora's Mask. Well, no, probably not Majora's Mask. Probably Ocarina of Time.
Probably Ocarina of Time. That's your answer.
Not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be a basic ass bitch. I'm probably gonna play Mario 64.
That's fine.
It just feels like that's the right way to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. I'll also probably do another playthrough of Pokemon Snap.
Oh, that's for
We
sure
were doing
happening.
that. That's what's in the console right now, and we were
How much
playing
better
it.
is
And
it than New Snap?
okay, listen, we were also playing New Snap as well, and it was really fun actually. So,
Okay.
no, we were playing it, and then we didn't save at any point because we were just playing through the whole thing. And then in the volcano level, it just like shut off, and like there was an error, and like we lost our whole save data.
All of it's gone.
Yeah,
That's it enough.
so then we
Snap
stopped.
is definitely happening. For me, I think like the wrestling games, Mario, Ocarina, like all of those will be relived pretty
Classics.
soon. But the first game, like that first, like I just got it hooked up and everything, it's probably going to be 64.
Yeah, to me
I'm gonna
that's
hit that courtyard and hit the levels and just go right back in time.
for me, that feeling is seeing the title screen of Ocarina of Time with Epona,
Yeah.
Galloping and having it like kind of come up on the screen.
I haven't beaten 64 in years.
Hmm.
So it feels about right.
Okay.
If you were getting one, Delvin, what would it be?
Star Fox.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Good one.
Yeah,
I was playing that the other day. I played like 3 levels of Star Fox.
that's a classic. That's my favorite. It's the only one that I
was-
really like.
I was playing on NSO. Don't like the controls. So I played like 2 levels. I was like, no, this isn't it. Like I'll go back to this. I am a snob when it comes to that. Like for whatever it is,
Doesn't
I
feel
want
right.
to play a 64 game with a 64 controller.
That's fair.
It's just not right in any other. Every time I've ever tried to emulate it, like unless it's like a game that uses like 1 or 2 buttons,
You don't have
like, you can get away with like Ridge Racer. It's fine, but-
you don't have the NSO 64 controller.
I do,
Oh.
but I just had my, like,
Yeah.
I haven't played my Switch OLED in months. It's just, to me, it's like it's there. I have one. It's great, but I'm just on my Switch Lite. Like my little Hyrule Lite forever. So I
Yeah.
was just on my Lite wanting to mess around. So I opened up the app and was looking. I was like, Star Fox, and I played a level. And the first level was fun, and then you get into the second level, like the asteroid field, and you got to start like really like doing like loops and back and and you got to start using the C buttons. I was like, and that's when it all starts to fall apart. It's like, oh, you got to hold down the button. I was like, oh, fuck this. It's like, oh, never mind. So, yeah, Star Fox will definitely be had. I mean, I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to do Turok and everything like it. I'm going to have a whole moment. I hope you guys are prepared for this. Like the only way this gets disrupted is if Switch 2 comes out with the analog 3D, like somewhat they overlap or near each other. That's worst case scenario for me.
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario for me is the analog 3D comes out this spring, and I just like spend a month and a half, 2 months playing nothing but 64 games while you're all talking about Xenoblade and everything. Like that is the plan.
I'm not
And
talking about Xenoblade. I don't.
I hope the listeners are ready for it, because like that is the plan. Like I'm not doing the indie games. I'm off. I'm on vacation. I'm on a 64 vacation.
we're
until
gonna have
further
like
notice.
a insane drop in viewership until.
Probably. Why does he keep playing these old ass games?
We'll be fine.
All right, Murakami asks us this question's wild to me. Does anyone keep a second Switch out of the house charging in the car in the office? Murakami, I don't know about where you live, but that's getting stolen out of my car faster than it's gonna get charged up to 100%.
Yeah, that's gonna be going. I live in Miami.
In the office, no. I work at a school.
I can't see. You said you can't. You can look up N64 controllers on Switch. They're in the NSO app. When you pause the screen to do your load and save states, there's a manual, I think, for every game, and it covers like how the Switch control is set up for each game, I think. And then if you want to change them, you can change them in the remapping. But I'm not doing any of that. I'm not trying to mess with any of that. No, I mean, I have multiple Switches, but I've never thought to leave them in other places. Like that.
Hyrule says, "What's in office? He works from home."
Nice.
I take my Switch like if
Same.
I'm going to like my parents' house, or like if I'm, I've taken it other places, but I don't leave it in other places. I have one at my dad's house because he's playing Tears of the Kingdom, and he just beat Echoes of Wisdom, by the way. Everyone clap for my dad. He beat Echoes
What
of
did you
Wisdom.
think?
He liked it. He likes the 3D Zelda games better. And I think he kind of agreed that like the ending of this one, like it was just okay. He is not ready for the final battle in Tears of the Kingdom. I think he's gonna love that.
That thing really sold that whole game. The ending is just incredible.
Yeah, he wants to finish every single side quest before he does it, though.
Well, he's gonna be there forever.
He didn't. He didn't do the final battle in Breath of the Wild until a couple days before Tears of the Kingdom released, because he wanted to do everything.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So no, I don't really keep other Switches charging or waiting in other places.
I could just take the OLED and put it at the office. like I could just leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never thought about it. My OLED is only when I want to play on the TV, and that's just gotten to be so infrequent now. Like I haven't played a Switch game on the TV in what feels like a year. I'm sure I have, but like I can't remember. I don't know what that game was that I was playing on TV a bunch. It's been a while. I didn't play Echoes on the TV at all.
No, I just have mine in different rooms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. We have a portable console you can pick up and take, and you're like, nah, I'll just get one for every room.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what Nintendo's banking on. They're like, that's okay. You can just keep buying. We'll sell 5 to every one of our customers.
Yeah, that's all.
They're like, there's 150 million Switches. It's like, yeah, but that's only like 50 million people.
Yeah.
we all own 3 of them.
It's true. It's so true. Yeah, Yarden just said the same thing. How many individual Switch owners do you think there actually are? Definitely
Not
like
many.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a great. I would love the data on that, because I'd be willing to bet that it's not the majority, and I think that's a crazy thing. Do you think the majority of Switch owners just own one?
No.
It's crazy to think about it.
I guess it's about half and half, because even like families have, they might buy like 2 Switch Lites, or like they might, have multiple for the number of like kids that play it, or like maybe like a parent console and a kid console.
Are we out of the loop here? Because the casual consumer probably just buys the one and tells people to share. Like the average casual consumer.
I think the Switch Lite kind of changed that a little bit, because they were so cheap. People were like, yeah, I'll just buy 2. One for each kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I would love to know the split between single console and multi-console ownership. I bet it's... I would think the single probably outweighs the multi, but I bet it's not as much as you think. I bet it's closer than we think, yeah. It's probably like 60-40, and that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. But it's like we've just been conditioned for, 25 years to buy extra system, like every new iteration and revision and re-release. It's like this is just what Nintendo does. Like we're all buying a Switch 2 knowing that we're going to buy another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have a better battery, a better screen. Like we're going to buy another one.
But I also feel like we're also in our little echo chamber. Like, it would not be fair to poll or like survey people online.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm thinking that's why I'm kind of rolling it back. It's like, no, I bet the single ownership definitely has got to outweigh the multi. But I bet there's more multi-ownership than we think. Like if we were to compare Nintendo versus Sony, I bet that number would be drastically different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. There's not
How
really
many people
reason.
own more than one PS5?
Nobody has 2 PS5s.
I bet there's, I was going to say, there's a couple. But But yeah, it's crazy to think about. You know what? Not to, but while we're here, I saw that. Do you guys ever follow that Taki YouTuber with the portables and everything? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Know who that is.
Takis, that's a chip.
Good
Yeah,
chip.
that's true. There's
Very
a
spicy.
YouTuber, a channel. His name's Taki Udon, and he does a bunch of he does all the handheld stuff that me and Garrett and stuff are always talking about, right? He's got all the Chinese handhelds and tells us how to mod them and everything. He's the one that's making that FPGA PS1 console, Delvin.
Okay.
One of the other mods that he's been making and peddling for the last year is OLED screen upgrades to the Switch Lite and the original Switch. And he's selling them. You can buy them, and he shows you how to take it apart and change the screen, how to swap the screen out. And there's people that are modding them. And the thought that I had, because everybody keeps talking about how if the Switch 2 doesn't have an OLED, they don't want it. Do you think there will be a demand when the Switch 2 launches for services for people to swap out OLED screens?
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of waiting on Nintendo to do it, do you think people will just do it themselves?
I would consider it.
Wow, would you really?
Yeah.
Let me ask this.
Like if you could send your Switch 2 to somebody for $300.
I don't know about that. I think in that
What's
case,
the number?
I don't know. I don't know. I would
200?
be more likely to do it at a location in person, so I didn't have to send it away.
Okay, let me ask you this. The Switch 2 announces and it's launched, it's $399. If a service pops up and they go, hey, you give us $5.99 and we'll send you an OLED instead. OLED Switch 2.
No.
Everything out of everything to
No,
it. Brand new unit.
no. I would
Okay.
just wait. I would just wait.
Okay, so maybe not enough then. Because I know there's a lot of people that are swapping those lights. They're putting OLEDs in there. It looks great. I don't care enough to swap mine. But I see it. And I was just wondering to myself, I was like, I wonder if people are going to do that with their Switch 2s. Like, do they care
Probably.
that much?
I wouldn't.
I think
Gotta be
people
s-
with the money to spare would do it.
Yeah, it's super niche, but just interesting.
It's a good thought. Good question. Good thought experiment. Jason says, "Give us some Xenotalk."
Damn you, Jason.
I think there was a trailer.
I got nothing.
They're a good villain in the Alien franchise. You know, you shoot them and then the green blood comes out of them and shit like that. Alien Isolation is a great game. You know,
That last movie was incredible.
I liked it a lot.
Alien Romulus was excellent.
I
Excellent
thought it was
stuff.
great.
There were
Yeah,
Xenos everywhere, constantly.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
everywhere. Liked it a lot. Very good movie.
You're welcome, Jason.
There you go. See no talk.
BMax asks, "How big of an SD card do you feel is acceptable to begin Switch 2 life with? Do you go
One
for
terabyte.
Do you go
Yeah.
for 256 SD
Nope.
Express, highest
Nope.
amount available at present to get the faster speeds, or say a regular 212 to 1 terabyte to get your Switch 1 library on there?
The GameStop leaks had a 512, so I'm expecting a 512 SD Express card. The thing that hurts the most is I will be buying whatever the most, the biggest storage
Correct.
Express card I can buy.
1 terabyte.
I don't think we're gonna get 1 terabyte options, but maybe we'll see.
Because Call of Duty is gonna take a lot of space.
That's facts.
It's gonna be like
200
What?
gigs.
Yeah, one card
Fucking
alone.
NBA 2K is like 230 gigabytes. It's
I'm
freaking
probably
insane.
not trying to get my Switch 1 library on there. Like, I will probably not play too many of my old Switch 1 games on the Switch 2.
What?
Like, it depends. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to re-download all my games on there. Like my Animal
they shouldn't
Crossing
even
and
make it
stuff.
backwards compatible then.
Sure. No.
leave
That's
it
not okay. Listen, that's not what I said. But I'm not one who's gonna just day one download my whole library on there. Like, I'm gonna download them as I want to play them. You know?
No, I'm gonna download everything.
Yeah, all of them come with me.
Really?
I want hop swappable cards. I don't want to be locked to one card per. I know they're not going to let us, but I think it's important as we continue to go more and more digital. I want to be able to have my entire
Yeah.
library downloaded to something.
And I am planning on going all digital, except for Zelda, for this. So I will probably have to get 1 terabyte right off the
the thing that
bat.
would make me most excited, and I've said this before, but the thing that would actually get me really excited is I wish in addition to your SD card that when you put your Switch in the dock, you could have an external hard drive hooked to the dock and
Yeah.
download your old games to it.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Because I think it's important. Like I don't want the servers to go off and then I can't download the games I've already purchased. Which, eventually will happen. It's a long ways away, but eventually the eShop will shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's trash. And if they're gonna, and I think this for everybody, if we're gonna move more and more digital, then they owe us the right to have access to our stuff.
I agree.
So, I'll be getting the biggest card I can, and I hope I could have more than one card. It would be nice if I could swap cards in and out.
That would be cool.
April 2nd, we'll find out.
I'm not banking.
Or
on it.
April
Not
April
holding my
4th.
breath.
When is it? April 2nd.
It's the 2nd. It's his birthday that he's not coming to.
Yes, he
It's
is.
just us. It's just me
No,
and
he's
you.
coming. He's gonna be there.
I'll
And
have
then-
White Devil show up.
And then we'll record with Dev at night.
He definitely is showing up.
We won't have Delvin, and then we'll have an angry Dev the whole
Oh
time.
my
He
God.
absolutely is not showing up.
No, I know he's not. There's
It's
no way
gonna
in
be.
hell he'd show up.
You
to
will
that.
have Snurts there.
It's just gonna be us. We'll just record.
Snurts will be there
Why would Snurts be there?
because Snurts is loyal.
He's not interested. Yeah, I know he would show up, but he's not interested. in
Fiercely
Switch. Why
loyal.
would he?
That's
why
my
would
guy.
he's not gonna come to that.
For
It's
PSVG,
okay.
he'll
No,
show up.
Delvin's gonna be there. Delvin's gonna be there. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Jason maybe. Could probably get Jason.
Yeah, White
Or
Delvin will
Sean.
be there.
Could get Sean maybe.
Delvin will be there.
Delvin's not.
A
coming.
Delvin will be there.
Delvin.
The
White
Caucasian.
Delvin.
Anyway, see you there, Delvin. Our last question comes from Hey Corsi. Besides
See?
podcasting and
Gio Corsi?
Nintendo,
Yay, Gio Corsi.
Legend.
Keep going. You got.
they want to know besides podcasting and Nintendo, what are your other favorite hobbies that you enjoy?
I'm offended by this question. This question made me self-reflect too hard.
What? Why?
Because I was like,
Do you not have any other hobbies?
not really.
That is
No,
correct.
Okay.
it's kind
That
of
is
my
correct.
hobbies. He's got a Nintendo and podcasting. I was like, God damn, why you gotta come at me so hard like that, Corsi?
Okay.
Damn.
That's okay.
My wife reminded me that I love horror movies. I was
Cars.
Like, yep,
He loves cars.
Yeah. So I've
He's
got
a car guy.
And you like golf, don't you?
Used to. I mean, I still do like golf. I do not golf. I haven't golfed in years.
It's okay.
I play a little disc golf every now and again when the weather's nice.
I like playing with my kitty cat. He bothers me all the time, so I like to play with him. I just did a free trial of Amazon Kindle Unlimited, and I'm getting back into reading.
Yes, Jordan.
I just finished a book, so I'm back in my reading era. I love listening to Taylor Swift and following Taylor Swift things
Universe.
in her life. And yeah, the Swiftie, the
Swift
Swiftiverse.
Universal universe.
That's it. I like to sleep. Sleeping is my hobby.
Definitely is.
I love sleeping. I used to like hiking. I would like to get back into hiking.
No. That sounds horrible.
I think hiking is something everybody puts on their dating profile, but nobody does.
No,
That's
I
just-
genuinely
that's
did go
just-
hiking a lot.
That is just walking.
Being in nature. I love being in nature. I don't like walking. I like being in nature.
Sitting. What's the
That's a
hiking
good-
equivalent to sitting?
Lounging.
Lounging? Nature lounging?
Yes.
Hmm Meditating. Nature meditating.
Delvin?
I have a lot of hobbies. I have way too many to even mention on this podcast. How much time do you have? We can do a
Tell
whole
us.
podcast about all the hobbies I have.
Tell us.
Besides podcasting and video games,
How do you have
I'm a-
time for hobbies besides podcasts? You're in like 18 podcasts a week.
that's the problem. that is the problem. I collect comic books. I have a whole stack of comic books over there. I collect collectible statues. So I have a ton of those things. I collect a lot of stuff. video game arcade cabinets, which I have like 4 or 5 of those. I am a voice actor, so I do like multiple voice acting projects and things like that. I do a
Green
lot of shit.
flashlight.
Yeah, that's green
Green
flashlight. Donnie's refers to me being the Green Lantern in Justice League Mortal. And the Teen Titans series that just came out. So yeah, I do that. I avid hip hop listener. I'm very into music in general, I guess. I'm very into music.
I was spinning the Dochi yesterday, driving around.
Do you like it?
I do. I
She's very
bookmarked
talented.
I bookmarked like 8 songs.
She's very good.
Let me
Very
tell you the one
throwback
that I
to-
like the most.
That era of hip hop that people like.
I messaged your son. Your son was so excited. I tell you that.
No, you didn't tell me, but he
Rebecca,
loves
we were talking on a podcast a week ago or something, and I talked about this TikTok for Dochi, which I don't like. I don't know. I'm not like in the rap game, but I like the
Yeah.
TikTok. I was like, this is really good. And I said it on the podcast. I was like, yeah, there's this rapper I want to get into and maybe listen to it. I liked it. The podcast or Discord was so excited. I got so many messages. They're like, oh my God, Donnie likes a rapper.
Yes.
Delvin's son, Delvin Jr., reached out
Yeah.
and gave me like a book report on Dochi. Like,
Yes.
this is
Nice.
like the upbringing. There's the other thing. I catch this album, the other album.
Yes.
So I messaged Delvin Jr. yesterday. I sent him a screenshot of my phone, of me listening. He was like, oh my God, you're actually listening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Delvin Jr. is a very big hip hop head. He fills in the plot holes of this modern era that I don't have because I'm more into the older generation of hip hop and stuff like that, and older music. He's like 100% in the modern generation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of stuff I don't know, he knows a lot about. So it's pretty cool. I'm into a lot of different things. I have a lot of hobbies. Music production.
That is admirable that you find time for all that.
Catfish was a song I was really jamming. I like that one a lot.
She's very
I
talented.
am envious of people who manage their time well because I feel like I come home from work and I lay down and I fall asleep.
Oh, I do not
Nice.
manage my time well at all.
I wake up and I eat, shower, go back to bed.
My wife does that. I yell at her a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm always you gotta can't. That's the problem. You can't go back to bed. You gotta stay out of the bed.
Yeah.
Because once you lay
But
down,
then when
it's
I
over.
wake up, it's like 10, 11 o'clock. If I
Yeah.
stay up, then I'm never going to bed.
she's a napper.
I'm
She
a
loves to nap.
chronic
She's always
napper.
she naps after church, naps after work. I'm like, are you in the bed again? Get out of bed.
And I'm
There are
also
things
a
to be done.
chronic scroller. I love scrolling TikTok. I guess that's my other hobby is like rotting in bed and watching TikTok and sending
Social
funny
media.
videos to
Well, if that counts as a hobby,
Honey.
then definitely we do TikTok a lot here.
yeah.
Dev hates it, but we watch TikTok more than we watch like TV shows.
Same.
No, I
Yeah.
watch a lot of TV shows.
My favorite thing is sending Josh TikToks throughout the day, and he'll send me some throughout the day,
And
but
you
then we
sit down
don't
and
watch them.
together. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so much fun. It's like one of my favorite parts of the day because I can watch his reactions to the ones that I sent him.
We do it for dinner. When my wife and I sit down for dinner, we throw TikTok on the TV. We cast the TV
That's
screen,
great. That's great.
and then I watch the ones I sent to her. She watched the ones sent to me, and then we watch them together while we eat.
hmm
I like it because
You do that in bed before going to sleep.
I like it a lot because we don't have to be so invested in a TV show. You know,
Right.
you don't have to be following a story or anything like
Mhm.
that. You know, it's very passive. Entertainment. You
Mhm.
can kind of you don't even
And
have
you
to pay
can, like,
attention to it if you really don't
You
want
know,
to.
take a stop after a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you can, yeah.
So like while I'm eating, I don't really like being like in a movie or something like while I'm eating. You know, it's
Mhm.
like I'm looking at my plate, I'm eating, like I'm not trying to think of
Mhm.
anything like that. So I like that a lot.
I'm all into movies when I'm eating. Movies and TV shows, I'm all into that stuff.
hmm
I used to do a lot of podcasting, not like doing them, but like listening. And that's really waned in the years that have gone by. I don't really listen to, there's like 2 like video game podcasts, and they're really not video game. They're more like PSVG. They're more like hangout podcasts that sometimes talk about video games than video game podcasts. I still do listen to a lot of sports radio, which I do via podcast feeds, but it's just like sports radio. It's just local, Cleveland sports radio. That's how I keep up with my sports stuff. Because I don't really even watch a whole lot of sports. I just don't have the time. You can't do everything.
hmm
So
That was our last question.
Oh, okay. Cool. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Good
We
job
made it.
this week, everybody. Because PSVG last week, we got like 2 questions.
People always come through on Nintendo Shack for questions. I very much appreciate that.
I wonder why. Ain't because of me and Donnie, tell you that much.
The people trying to buy that Switch cartridge you just put on.
Yeah,
the
because of
phone.
the cartridge liquor over there.
I will update you guys next week on if there's any further developments with the unit above us. It's not directly above us,
Oh.
but it's there, on the next floor up.
I thought you were going to talk about them cartridge sales.
Yeah,
I will
just
update
the
you
whole-
on that
whole
as well.
website. Hey, listen, that house you said you can't afford?
I can afford it.
Suddenly
now.
you are back in.
You know what? I will keep an open mind with that.
I've sold 50 cartridges in 2 days.
I've sold so many copies of Balan Wonderworld. I've sold more than Square did.
That's
People
funny.
want me to look distant everything.
All right. Wait, next week we're also going to talk about the Pokemon Presents, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's this week.
yeah.
Probably.
It'll be, what is it, March 1st? Yeah,
Yep.
so it'll be a couple of days after.
Donnie will watching to tell me what happened.
It's
Not
February
really. I'm not watching
27th.
that.
It's
Well,
February.
somebody will
watching
watching
that.
to tell me.
I mean,
The Presents-
I'll
It's February 27th.
I'll check the YouTube or something, but I'm not watching it live.
Yeah. Someone will tell
Definitely
me.
not.
Dev's not going to tell me.
But yeah, we'll have it in the notes. We'll see. I'm excited. Like, do you think Legends will be? Do you expect to be hyped?
No.
Unfortunately, I do expect to be hyped because this is what they do to me. They reveal something and it's like I don't really care because I know I've been burned before. And then they'll do a full reveal of it and show more of it and I'll be like, "Wait, this actually looks
Abusive relationship
good this
just back in
time."
every time.
Yeah, they're like, we're actually going to make it good this time. And I'm like, "Wait, this actually looks legit. Like they're going to fix all these problems that, we've had." And then I buy it and I play it and I'm
Then you'd
like,
be disappointed.
I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fun. And then I think on it for a little bit and I'm like, this actually is not that good.
Yeah,
I would
that's how
welcome
that
being
goes.
hyped about anything Pokemon again. It's been so long since I've been really excited.
Donnie, play 1 hour of Arceus this week.
This week? It's asking a lot,
1 hour.
perhaps.
15 minutes.
I don't even think you can get
Best-
past the intro in 15 minutes.
Best I can do is $20.
What if I licked the cartridge?
Wow.
All right, Koopalings. We will see you next week with Pokemon news to talk about.
Peace.
Take care.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?